Welcome to Nerd Sports, where we discuss topics that provoke thought without any fuss. Team of veterans and a brave civilian unite under Angry Me Productions' guiding light. We are a beacon for those who seek audacious humor, unafraid to speak, celebrating freedom with every beat, exploring controversial issues, taking a seat, navigating life with intellect, not defeat. The Nerd Force always with us, never discreet.
Ladies and gentlemen of all ages, boys and girls, thank you for tuning in to yet another episode of Angry Me Production. We appreciate you coming in and letting us be a part of your lives, week in and week out. We hope to do our best to present you with something that your eardrums delight in. Whether you're looking at us on YouTube or Rumble, or listening to us on Spotify, Google, or Anchor, or any of the other podcast services that we are currently on or trying to get on, we thank you. And if you don't mind, at the end of every episode, stop by, leave us a comment, leave us a like. If it asks for 5 stars, we'll take 5 stars, even if you don't like us. 5 stars are what it's all about. With that being said, we hope you enjoy our attempt to make our advocation our vocation. Ladies and gentlemen, let the games begin. We here at Angry Me Production want to thank our sponsor, Mobile Notary Mindy. She's certified with the National Notary Association. She's also bonded and E&O insured. She offers a wide range of services, including wills, powers of attorney, medical documents, healthcare proxies, living wills, certification of trust, assignment of personal property, HIPAA waivers, advanced healthcare directives, and 9/9 verification. You can find her on Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram at Mobile Notary Mindy. You can also visit her webpage at TexasMobileNotaryMindy.com. That's TX, MobileNotaryMindy.com. Thank you so much, and enjoy the show. Oh, come on. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Nerd Sports episode 185. If you're not seeing us live on YouTube this week, it's because YouTube decided to go full YouTube, and so we're coming at you from the hallowed sacred grounds of Twitter, now known as X. I just call it Twitter. Everybody calls it Twitter.
No. You call it X. You call it X. I specify why you call it X is because Twitter was communist country, and now we have
okay.
freedom.
You know what? You're right. So thank you, Daddy Elon. We are coming to you from the hallowed sacred grounds of free speech. We're coming at you live on X.
I don't care what anybody says. I'm calling it Twitter. What?
We're not coming on you live, but we are coming at you live.
I think you made it
That's-
worse.
Well, that just depends on how hydrated you are.
I don't know, how, but that is an important
The
distinction.
only people who call it X is Elon himself.
Okay.
And I do. You know
So-
what's really? Oh, hold on. I just realized something. Since we're not, well, technically we were all only doing like a small smegment on YouTube, and since we
small
You said
what?
smegment? Is that like the cottage cheese crap that dudes get when they don't wash their dick? Right. But eventually when we do
Yes,
upload this
yes.
to our regular channel,
oh yeah, that's true.
so you're going to have to bleep
Edit that
for,
app, yeah.
yeah. Don't edit it out. Just bleep it or
Mhm.
just mute it.
No. You
But he
need
was having
to.
so
You
much
need to
fun. Did you see how much fun
do
he
what
was?
they did in that one SpongeBob episode, where it's like every time it's the
With the dolphin
dolphin,
noises.
the dolphin noise. You know what's really funny about the episode? The voice actors were like, it's getting really annoying, just like stopping our sentences. So they're like, "Can we just cuss and you bleep it out?" And Nickelodeon was like, "Yeah, fine, whatever."
That is awesome.
So
Okay.
SpongeBob was cussing in rehearsal for the episodes.
Now, Chris has stated that, he's got some real world stuff going on, and, which we all do outside of this show. So I'm not going to crash your segment like I said I was going to earlier before we started filming. But I am going to tell a joke to start the evening off with. So pre-weird sport, I'm going to get this out of the way, David. Okay. All right. So a female dwarf goes to her OBGYN for a checkup. And the doctor asked if there was any issues that she needed to address or if she needed, to know about. The woman told her that every time it rains, her labia gets really swollen and sore. So the doctor asked her, go ahead and hop up on the table. And let me take a look and see what's going on. So the doctor's looking around and she comes back up and she's like, well, I don't see anything out of the ordinary. But I tell you what, the next time it rains and if your labia starts to hurt again, you come immediately in. I'll get, they'll bring you right to the back and we'll take a look. So, okay. A couple of weeks later, it rained for a couple of days. And so this woman comes back in and the doctor was looking at her and it's like, lift your skirt. So, the woman lifts her skirt and she goes, I see what's going on here. I've got an idea. Hop up on the table. I'll be right back. So the doctor leaves the room. She comes back with a pair of surgical scissors. Well, of course, the lady, she's really nervous. And she looks away because she's like, scissors, cutting. I'm not okay with this. So the doctor's down there snipping away for a couple of minutes and she gets up and she's like, okay, I'm done. Hop off the table and take a, walk around for a second and tell me what you think. So this woman, she's walking around for a minute inside the doctor's office and she's like, I'm not sore. What did you do? What did you cut? She goes, I took a couple of inches off the top of your rain boots.
Ow.
I'm sorry. I had to get that out of the way.
No, that's funny.
Okay. All right, Dave, please proceed with the weird sport.
And the weird sport of the week is highlight. It's fascinating as I actually read about it and what it's basically
it's racquetball and lacrosse is what it looks like.
And what's amazing about it is the hard balls, they end up going like 150 miles per hour.
Yeah, I've seen them make those racket mitt things. On those were on an episode of How It's Made.
Yeah.
I feel like I've seen that sport before.
Yeah,
At
it was on
least
Archer.
Yeah, or at least like the glove things they're using.
Yeah. But let me see here. We do have a little bit of baseball news. Quite possibly the most undeserving individual on the face of the planet opted out of his contract with the Yankees 2 days ago. Garrett Cole, who threw the world's biggest temper tantrum when he didn't get tabbed to start Game 6 for the Astros back when they played the Braves back in, I think it was 22, decided he was going to go to free agency and sign a big contract with the Yankees. He sucked for a little bit whenever Major League Baseball outlawed the sticky stuff for pitchers, but then he figured it out, learned how to pitch again. And then after the Yankees decided to do the bidding of the overlords in Vegas, as do their bidding kind of thing, he opted out of his contract. And today, 2 days later, he signs a 4-year. He agreed to stay with the Yankees on the 4-year deal that he'd previously had, while they're discussing an extension. So Garrett Cole is about to make a lot of money.
and the knuckleheads that support the evil empire that are willing to pay those property taxes and ticket prices at Yankee Stadium and inside the city of New York are going to get a very big surprise whenever the cost of living in that area goes up even more, because they're having to pay for this bum's contract. So that's my take on that. Nathan Eovaldi did decline his Rangers option. He is going to be testing the free market, or the free agent market. And something that I thought was funny, you all remember Colin Montgomery, the stud starting pitcher for the Rangers during their World Series run.
Yeah.
He signed that deal with the Arizona Diamondbacks last year at the beginning of the season, just because Scott Boras screwed him and asked for way too much money, kind of a thing. Well, the owner of the Diamondbacks said that signing Colin Montgomery was the biggest mistake that they have ever made. Like, he didn't see the logic in spending that much money on somebody who doesn't perform that well, right?
Mhm.
Well, Colin Montgomery, either yesterday or today, exercised his player option in his contract with Arizona, and has now cost the Arizona management group somewhere to the tune, I think, of like 26 or 27 million extra dollars by exercising his player option for the third year of that contract, or second year of that contract.
So they can't. They
can't renege on it. They can't opt out of it. It's a player option. If he chooses to stay there, he gets that extra year plus whatever they had agreed upon for that player
Basically,
year.
what I'm trying to get at is because of that, the cap, they're not able to pay like one of their good players. That
No.
raise or anything like that.
There's no salary cap in baseball.
Cap in baseball.
Oh, okay.
So, but baseball does have a thing called the luxury tax. So if you go over a certain amount, I think the cap is at like $220 million, and that's for your entire payroll, right, per year.
Oh.
If you go over that, you pay a luxury tax, and that luxury tax is doled out to the smaller market teams amongst, across the major leagues. So
he screwed them big time.
Well, he didn't necessarily screw them, because Arizona's not in any danger of hitting that luxury tax cap. So, but I mean, believe it or not, Arizona is actually considered a small market. They're like the Texas Rangers. Even Houston is considered a small market team.
Really?
Believe it or not. Yeah. The large market teams are going to be your Bostons, your New York Yankees, your New York Mets, the LA Dodgers of the world, the San Diego Padres of the world. Those are going to be large market teams. And that's because of things like location, cost of living, revenue sharing, TV deals, that kind of a situation. The Braves are considered a large market team. But yeah, both Texas teams are considered small market teams. But I mean, you're looking at teams that are mostly on the coasts. Now, both Florida teams are considered small market. Seattle's a small market team. But what's funny about Seattle is Seattle's the most traveled team in the majors, because they don't have any geographic rivals as far as like in-state or next state over. I mean, they don't take a short flight anywhere. I mean, they're guaranteed to be in the air for at least 3 hours, 4 hours, just to get to their closest team, which is going to be
Giants,
the California market. Yeah, the Giants. Speaking of California teams, the team formerly known as the Oakland Athletics, they are going to be playing at a minor league facility in Sacramento, and they're just going to be called the Athletics. They're not going to have a city name attached to them. In fact, the abbreviation that you'll see for them on scoreboards posted on television screens is just going to say ATH, which is short for Athletics. And I think that's mostly because they're going to be homeless for a while. They still don't have a stadium deal in place in Las Vegas. There's no groundbreaking that's been going on. I mean, I don't even think that they've agreed upon the land for it.
I've seen some. They have some designs that they.
Yeah, they've
up.
got architectural, proposals out there, but it's not. I mean, there's nothing concrete. I mean, when the Raiders were talking, when the city of Las Vegas was talking to the Davis family about moving the Raiders there from Los Angeles, they had already figured out where they were going to build the stadium. They've already figured out, hey, here's the design, the architectural design that we were going to be.
NFL to the MLB.
You do what now?
Because that's almost like the second time that's happened. Not in like, it's been a couple of years since. What was the other team? Fuck. Because I read about it. Because I was reading about the Athletics. They said this has happened only like once in a lifetime.
Well, the Athletics aren't originally from Oakland. They were in Philadelphia. They were the Philadelphia Athletics. Then they were. I think there was one other move before or after that.
The Nationals, when we're talking about that other team.
Oh, okay. So the Nationals are basically the Montreal Expos.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. And that's just because the attendance in Montreal went through the floor. I mean, you had some absolute studs play their rookie years in Montreal. Randy Johnson, Pedro Martinez. There was a couple of Vladimir Guerrero Sr. started his career in Montreal.
That senior, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, absolute studs. All of them in the Hall of Fame. I mean, fun fact: the Montreal Expos actually drafted Tom Brady their last year of existence.
Yes, they did.
And for the longest time, like just before Tom Brady actually officially retired the second time, he tweeted out on April Fool's Day that to all Montreal fans, get ready because he's bringing baseball back to the Montreal area. And everybody kind of went nuts for a second, and then they looked at the date and they were like, "Oh, I see what he did there. Well played, sir." But yeah, it's the deal with the Athletics. I mean, they're a very storied franchise. I mean, the 70s they went on a World Series tear. The 80s they went on a World Series tear. I mean, Mark McGwire, Ricky Henderson. We're talking Jose Canseco. I mean, just absolute studs. Of course, then you got the Moneyball squad, but these guys. I mean, that ownership. The owner of the A's was left that by his dad, and he has spent he's lost a majority of his family's fortune because he's made bad business deals, bad business decisions. And I don't get it. It's like you're given this franchise that if ran properly, even mediocrely, I mean, it could win championships. I mean, you can get to the playoffs annually, just be a perennial playoff contender. But because they didn't want to shell out the money to pay the payroll, they wanted to play in Oakland Coliseum, which was, for all intents and purposes, it was built for the Raiders when the Raiders were in Oakland. But when the Oakland Athletics moved to town back in the 60s, right? They were like, well, we don't want to spend the money to build an extra stadium. So they changed the dimensions of Oakland Coliseum to accommodate a baseball field by pushing the seats back during when football season wasn't in play. So I mean, even up till what was like 3-4 years ago, when the Raiders were still in Oakland before they moved to Los Angeles for a couple of years before making that Las Vegas move.
Hmm.
I think it was like 6-7 years ago. We saw the very last Major League Baseball game played with the football field chalk outlines on the field.
Everything you've said as far as, yeah,
Yes, I mean it's
but
I don't know, but the owner of the Athletics, he has not endeared himself in any way, shape, form, or fashion to the people of Oakland. I mean, you can look up YouTube videos all day long about media response. I mean, there's newscasts where the sports guy just completely went off on the owner, like wrote up an entire monologue and just read it right there on the air. He's like, because the owner of the Athletics tried to put this like big, huge, long letter saying thanks for the memories, sorry for the way I ran things, here's my apology. He tore the apology up on air and threw it on the floor. So he was like, look, your apology means about as much as, A, B, and C. I forget exactly what he said. I don't want to misquote him, but I mean, it was scathing. And I was like, wow, well done.
Epic. I did see that. I actually saw it like later on TikTok, but it was epic.
Yeah, that was a beautiful response. And I mean, he's just a trust fund kid. Has absolutely no business owning a baseball team.
He
At all.
is the Jerry Jones of baseball. Yeah.
Well, I mean,
he's the Bronny James of the MLB.
No, I wouldn't even say the Bronny James. To say that he's the Jerry Jones of the baseball world is doing a disservice to Jerry Jones, if you can believe that.
Wow.
Okay. So he's more like the Marge Schott of the American League. Max knows who I'm talking about.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Yes, I do.
That's a deep cut right there.
May she rest in wherever she, boy. And if anybody doesn't know who Marge Schott is,
everybody who's ever been a fan of the Big Red Machine knows exactly where she's resting. So, I mean,
it's a little further south.
She didn't even want to pay. You remember Ron Gant got hurt on that one play in that World Series where he bruised his liver laying out for a fly ball? She didn't want to pay for him, or she didn't want to pay his hospital bills, and made him pay for his own flight back to Cincinnati.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. She was like, she is.
People think that the former owner of the Clippers was bad.
Yeah, no, Marge Schott was horrendous. I mean, horrendous. She is actually who they based the character of the owner of the Indians in the movie Major League. That's who they based that character off of. Yeah,
completely believable.
Except Marge Schott didn't have the luxury of being a former stripper.
No.
So I mean,
wasn't built like that.
Nope. All right. So what we're gonna do here, as soon as I can get there we go. Good job, internet. Dude, they've had rolling blackouts all across the air, all across the county today. Because on the windiest day we've had in the last week and a half to 2 weeks, CenterPoint Energy decided to pick today to start working on transformers and substations around the area.
No, CenterPoint Energy is making bad decisions?
I know, right? I mean, you would think that
never happened before, ever.
After the Hurricane Beryl debacle, Oh, and there's a brand new named storm out in the Gulf. And guess where it's projected to hit?
Of course.
Florida.
Right here, baby.
Texas.
I'm like, outstanding. And they're projecting that it might be a category 1 by the time it makes landfall.
Come on,
I'm sitting here going,
Thanksgiving.
But 2024, dude, is just, it's on fire. I'm just telling you. We had the earliest recorded hurricane in decades, right? And then we're probably going to have the latest recorded hurricane. I'm sitting there going, man, it would do that shit when I moved down here. So it is what it is, though. I mean,
Oh, I want to have like one little thing though about the World Series and how
Oh, you do have a little thing. We're all aware. You do have one little thing.
they didn't say anything
Comment.
Patriots the Patriots reason why they Patriots loaned them the plane.
Oh yeah, it's because the Dodgers beat the Yankees. So I mean, it's the New England connection. It's everything to do with screw New York. That's all it was. You know, so I'm good with that. Okay. All right.
I just watched a video of a lightning strike in Peru on a soccer game. 5 people dead.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so we have some picks to go over real quick. All right. Let me get into the screen that I need to get to real quick. The internet today is a lot like the Dallas Cowboys, and even Dak Prescott will attest to this. It fucking sucks.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That was great.
That was hilarious.
He
I'm
said,
sitting there going, "You're not doing yourself a lot of good there, bud." You know, like, okay. I mean, it's cool. It's cool that he's got that situational awareness, but it's like, it's easy to make that observation when you're riding the bench.
Yeah, how about you fix it, bud?
Yeah, fucking 10 ply. All right, so we're going to start the week off with a loss. We had all picked Houston to beat the Jets, and by all intents and purposes, the Houston Texans should have beaten the New York Jets. But they spent a lot of time penalizing themselves, a lot of stupid penalties.
Yeah, the Jets won because
for whatever reason, the offensive line for the last 2 weeks has been taking the day off.
Yeah.
And they're not blocking the way that they should. Now, granted, yes, they're going to be without Stephon Diggs for the rest of the season because he tore his ACL, but they still have Mixon. They still have Tank Dell. I'm not sure what the timetable is on Nico Collins returning to the lineup, but they're capable of winning games without Diggs.
Well, what's really bad is Jets made a bonehead move starting out in the game where the receiver literally dropped the ball.
Oh, yeah.
Right before
a total high school football move.
Yes.
You know, I mean, he's broke free. He's got nothing but green grass in front of him. And what's he do? He drops the ball before he crosses the plane of the goal line.
Yeah.
It is 2024. Can somebody explain how this keeps happening? Every year you see some young receiver does this shit.
Yeah, I mean, but this is the first time we've seen it on the pro level in a very, very, very long time.
Yeah. I mean, you see it
in college all the time, and I get that they're young, but come on, man. Like, how do you not learn this shit in high school?
You're right. You're a professional ball player. And you know, they gave him to the Jets' credit, they gave him an opportunity to atone for his sin, and you know, he did a pretty good job for the rest of the game. I'm not going to say that it wasn't so much the Jets beating the Texans as the Texans allowing it to happen. The Jets played a good game. I'm going to give them that. But I don't know. I mean, Houston needs to be able to do better. I mean, especially because their schedule coming up. I wouldn't say it's easy. I mean, but one of the games that they've got coming up, I believe it's this month, is against the Cowboys and Cooper Rush. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
You know, with the spiraling, with the tailspin that the Dallas Cowboys are currently engaged in, I don't see their egos getting out of the way long enough for them to figure out what's going on.
Nope.
I look for Mike McCarthy to be gone at the end of the year because Jerry Jones refuses to fire a head coach in the middle of the season.
Did you see him throwing the tablet around?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Mike McCarthy? Yeah.
He was flipping through the his Waffle House orders.
Oh, did you see the playbook that he uses to cover his mouth with? they zoomed in on that playbook live, and people were pausing it. They were
Yeah.
winding it back, and they were pausing the live video,
Yep.
and you could see the plays on the back side of that playbook.
This is why we suck.
Like, come on, man.
I see things going up for the Cowboys though. You know, Prescott's hurt, so
Well, here's the thing. Dak Prescott is not a good quarterback. I'm just going to say it. He's not a good quarterback. I mean, yeah, can he make good throws from time to time? Yeah.
Was it
He can.
confirmed that Ezekiel Elliott is leaving?
Before the end of the season or at the end of the season?
I had very briefly seen something. I haven't been able to follow up on it, but I saw something that he was getting dropped.
Wow. I mean, I would say that I can understand why, but at the same time, I'm like, that guy doesn't get any carries.
This is from a day he apparently he's just getting binged.
Now that they've got Cook
I
back.
mean, unless he pulls an Antonio Brown, I think he's going to stick around to the end of the year.
Disciplinary reasons. Okay.
Yeah.
I did say, yeah, and that was okay. So that's on me. I misunderstood what was going on.
Yeah. Hey, no worries. No worries. No blood
Well,
and foul.
makes mistakes.
All right. So moving on.
Kind of the beginning of the end for that, though. Because
This next game, Max, you were the only one who had faith that the Dallas Cowboys could beat the Atlanta Falcons. And by God, that it almost happened.
Yeah.
But the Cowboys, being the Cowboys, got in their own way.
look, the Cowboys might as well have won it. I mean, they scored a touchdown, so I mean that's good enough, really.
We were driving back to Wichita Falls on Sunday, and Dallas scored a touchdown, and Colin was like, "Oh my God!" I was like, "What?" He's like, "I think Dallas just won the game." And I was like, "What?" So I pulled up the score app, the sports app on my phone, and I was like, "No, dude." And he goes, "Yeah, but they scored a touchdown. They never do that." I was like, "Oh, I see what you did there. Okay, yeah, I got you." And if you watch the video of that play, that almost never happened, because it wasn't like it didn't look like it's not how it was drawn up at all. Like, at all. Dowdle came, he released. He dumped his defender somehow while Dak was scrambling around looking
It
for
was
an
like
open
a-
receiver.
It was like a 7 or 3 yard pass, wasn't it?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't that, but it was a busted play for sure. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm just like, I don't know
Well,
how he got that ball in there, but anyway, so we're getting off track here.
It was still
Well, from what Ezekiel Elliott said, he was being distracted, and that's the reason why he's being benched. I think it's that whole thing to where they're blaming the tours from I think it's
Scores
the
aren't why he was constantly late though. Like this, he
Yeah.
flat out missed team meetings. He just didn't show up. Like the last 3 team meetings, he just flat hasn't showed up at all.
Well, then that's on him.
Yeah, he's
honestly, that's
constantly
on him.
like all of that is not because he's distracted. It's because
Yeah, no.
he's
That's on him.
because he's not motivated.
yeah.
Yeah. And Colin, I thought that I had picked Denver on this next game with you. I actually didn't. I just looked. Denver, they showed up. I will give them that. They put up 10 points against the Ravens. And it's just the Ravens. They came ready to break that losing streak.
the Ravens. The teams to look out for this year, Ravens. I mean, honestly, the Lions. We've already seen that. We were making fun of them the first time that we started doing nerd sports, but since then, since we made fun of them, I think they're coming to play, and they're beating down people.
Well, I mean, the Ravens, honestly, they came out mad. I mean, you got your ass handed to you by the Cleveland Browns last week. Yeah. Come out, show up, play mad. Absolutely 100%. I mean, on paper, with the way that Baltimore had been playing, Denver wasn't a bad pick at all.
No,
They got
especially how the Broncos has been playing this year versus what they were playing last year. Oh my gosh.
we
Yeah.
we were listening to the game, and I got to the point I'm like, I'm just gonna change the
So he started scrolling through, and I was
Please.
like, "You want to listen to the Dallas game?" And he's like, "No." He turned on the
Bengals
Raiders
Raiders.
game, and that one wasn't going very well either because
Yeah.
I
I mean, it was
for
going
me
well
at
for
least.
me.
But yeah, it went well for y'all. But next up, everybody picked Buffalo to win over the Dolphins, and that actually happened. The
Game.
Dolphins made it a game. I mean, it
That's
was
close.
decided by a field goal. So
Did not expect that.
no, not at all. Let me see here. Chris, you picked the Saints. And well,
I still stand by it.
yeah, I mean, it was a 1-point loss. On the flip side, they fired their head coach today.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Their head coach got fired today. I mean, they started out 2-0, and I quote Max, or paraphrasing at least, until somebody proves that they can slow down Alvin Kamara and at high scoring offense, I'm going to pick New Orleans. New Orleans should have a 7-2 record right now, but here we are. So
Well, you also got to look at what happened with Cliff Orville with that illegal hit concussion.
yeah, I mean,
It took
all
him
that aside,
out of the game.
all that aside, the depth chart should be established to the point where if your starter goes out, your second string guy can come in and pick up the slack.
Yeah.
It should be seamless.
No, you're absolutely right on that. But you're also, and I hate to say this, you're also looking at the morale like hitting hard because they're out of player, especially with something that, look at that hit, man. I would be devastated.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong, but things are what they are. So,
Because there's a lot of things can affect the game, anyways.
yeah. The Bengals are going to be flirting with 500 football next week. After their 41-24 victory over the Raiders yesterday. Let me see here. The next game, Chris, you picked the Chargers. So, you're kind of atoning for your New Orleans pick. So good job there. You broke even on that one.
I think what happened with the Browns is they were very, very sad with the death of Peanut.
They're the fucking Browns. That's what happened with them.
I'm trying to help you.
No, they're the Browns. There's nothing else you need to say. They're the Browns.
I feel like Chris is making valid points here.
I mean, he is. He's spitting truth. Let the man cook. But here's the thing. Okay. Ever since Harambe got murdered, things haven't been right.
I mean,
and we're going to have an asteroid pass within like 800 miles of the Earth's atmosphere.
That's
and I'm directly linking that to the death of Peanut.
Yeah, that's what happens when you lose an anchor beam.
Yeah.
We are during the torrent meteor shower, which happens annually. So
yeah, we lost 2 more anchor beams.
Yeah, two anchor beings. I mean,
we're all dead.
I mean, it was dicks out for Harambe. I mean, is it nuts out for Peanut?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
So, there's that.
Yeah.
What do you think is going to happen when Hugh Jackman actually dies? Like
the rapture.
Hugh Jackman never going to die. He's Wolverine, bro.
It's
yeah. Oh yeah.
Made adamantium.
You're right.
I mean,
that's not how regeneration works.
Duh.
Oh wait.
It's going to be.
It just takes a little longer. Like my erection.
It's one of those deals where it's like
brought to you by
he's gonna be doing this until he's 90, right? I mean, it's like with William Shatner. I'm gonna be an emotional, sobbing tub of shit the day that William Shatner dies.
Are we sure that he hasn't actually died and they're just like there's you know
He you know, when
Like
they picked him
Elvis?
to when they picked
holographic and
him
cloning
when they
technology?
picked him to play the original Captain James Tiberius Kirk, they picked the right person because William Shatner and James Kirk are the same person, dude. They're Peter Pan.
Mm.
Case in point, the last line of him on screen in Star Trek 6, second star to the right, straight on till morning. I mean, come on, man. Come on.
That is classic.
I was watching that. I rewatched that the other day, and it's at that moment, right? You know, when Uhura turns around in her seat and she's like, "Captain, we just received word from Starfleet. They want us to return immediately to space dock for decommissioning." And then everybody's looking around at each other. And Spock goes, "I believe my response would be, go to hell if I were human." And then when Kirk gives that command, second star to the right, straight on till morning, dude, I still get a little choked up. I still get weepy because I saw that movie in the theater, right? And that was the first time that, you know, whenever they end a series with a specific cast, that the cast does their autographs, their signatures on the screen, right? And that's where the Russo brothers got their inspiration from when they did that at the end of Endgame.
Yeah.
But moving on, let me see here. So yeah, the Browns did what the Browns do. Washington, and you know what? They let Daniel Jones join that club of quarterbacks who's actually thrown a touchdown pass at the Meadowlands. So, you know, hey, that was a pity score, right?
Yeah.
But they still pulled out the win. They still have a chokehold on first place in the NFC East. Dan Quinn is looking more and more like the hot girlfriend that you let get away in high school. So, good job, Jerry. I mean, crying out loud. Should have offered him the head coaching job for Dallas. That would have made more sense, right?
Yeah.
Fire McCarthy, promote Zimmer, get some wins. Done.
He'll never do it.
Yeah, he'll never do it.
He'll never do it.
Not in the middle
I
of a
feel like-
season, anyway.
I feel like there's a theme for this week where it's like the games we expected to be like pretty far
I
apart
know.
are pretty close, and then the ones that we
Yeah,
expected
and then
to
you
be
get
close.
games like this one, New England and Tennessee.
Yeah.
There's a lot of times where I forget Tennessee has a team. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
and I used to live in Nashville. So, it's one of those.
What's sad is this one. This is
I
one
was
of the
there for the Music City Miracle play. I just yeah. Okay.
Did we all get this one wrong?
No,
This
the New England game, yes, we did. But the next game, let me see here. David, Colin, and Max, you guys got that one right. Chris and I picked Chicago.
Yeah.
I still feel like it could have gone either way.
Ugly
Yeah,
game played by
Could
the
have flipped it.
Bears.
20 points though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then you got Saquon Barkley doing a reverse hurdle over a Jacksonville
It was
defender.
Yes. Yeah.
Still managing to pull out a 28-23 victory. We all got that pick correct. So, we righted the ship a little bit. We all picked Detroit for this next game. Well, hold on. I need to go to the tape here for something here. Hold on just a second. Let's see. No, there's that one. No.
Instant replay. Here we go.
I know who
What
got
really
this
happened?
wrong.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for his picks. Hold on just a second.
It's the Packers. He always picks the Packers. He loves the Packers.
Hey, did you see that
These two
Detroit
guys are
Lions fan
young
that had
Colin?
a cheese grater hat?
They
Oh,
got their
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
That was great. That was absolutely awesome. Oh, yes. I forgot about Poochie's picks here. Hold on just a minute. Let me scroll this over here. Okay, so Poochie, for the record, you got Houston wrong. You got Dallas wrong. You got Detroit right. Let me see here. Hold on. Baltimore, you got right. Buffalo, you got right. New Orleans, you got wrong. Cincinnati, you got right. The Chargers, you got right. Washington, you got right. New England, you got wrong. Chicago, you got wrong. Philadelphia, you got right. Green Bay, wrong all day long. Hey, guess what, Green Bay? I'm going to Disneyland. Get fucked. You know. Okay. Now that we're all caught up, let me see here. I picked the Rams. David, you picked Seattle. Colin, Max, you picked Seattle. Chris, you picked the Rams with me. Poochie, you picked the Rams also. We got that one right. The Rams won against the Seahawks.
I do feel like this could have gone either way, though.
It could have.
Yeah.
And honestly, listening to the game, it should have gone to overtime. In fact, it did go to overtime.
Exception at the end.
And on a 4th and 2, actually, it was a 4th and goal on the 2-yard line. They couldn't convert. Seattle could not convert. They stacked 5 running backs in the backfield. They declared 2 extra linemen as eligible receivers, and they still couldn't punch it in.
Mm-mm.
So what happened? Los Angeles marches back down the field, and it was a one-handed catch in the back of the end zone. And listening to the Seattle radio broadcasters on Sirius XM last night, they were a next level disappointed.
I bet.
I mean, you could hear like the physical energy leave their bodies.
You witnessed.
Like when that 4th and short got stopped, they were like, "Oh wow."
Can you blame them though? It was like deja vu. It was like watching the Super Bowl all over again. What happened was Geno
this
Smith
time when they did try to run it, it didn't work.
Russell Wilson.
Yeah, but like I said, and I think that the Seattle head coach, to his credit, was thinking about history repeating itself. But the problem is that you didn't have Marshawn Lynch in the backfield. You didn't have the beast taking that ball. So I'm just like, I mean, it is what it is. Next up, Minnesota. Max, you picked Indy. Poochie, you picked Minnesota. Minnesota wins 21-13. Minnesota breaks their 2-game losing streak.
Yeah.
Fake news.
Anthony Richardson, don't expect him to be in Indianapolis next year. They're going to trade him during the offseason for draft picks. And if you look historically, the last 5 or 6 quarterbacks that they've had, they've done that too. Indianapolis is trying their best to emulate Cleveland. Just kind of putting that out there.
Entirely the Irsay family's fault. When they had the man to replace Peyton Manning, and I'm talking about Andrew Luck, all they had to do was keep him protected and healthy. But no, that was too much to ask for your franchise quarterback. Let him keep getting hit. He likes it. He won't feel a thing after a while. But Andrew Luck said, fuck you are playing the rotating quarterback.
Yeah, and instead of signing Joe Flacco to start, they sign him as a backup again, which, I mean, he's cool with. He's still getting paid. But then you got this rookie who is supposed to be the next Peyton Manning up there, right? And he has done everything but underperform and underwhelm everybody. So, I mean,
he's had some flashes when he did.
He has had some flashes. Unfortunately, those flashes should probably land him on a registry list somewhere that he's got to go introduce himself to his neighbors every year.
It's one of those
I'm not
things
impressed
where
with
he's too close to the John Watson in proximity. It's not his
Geographically,
thing.
yes. A couple of state lines
I'm
and
just
several
saying.
counties. Yeah, that's way too close for anybody. But right now, and you're gonna like how I do this. The American football game currently taking place between Tampa Bay and Kansas City, with a minute 28 left in the second quarter. The team from Kansas City is up 10-7. There's absolutely no trademark infringement there at all.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Buccaneers had
Yes.
the lead for a minute there, though.
Hey. We don't talk about team names.
Okay.
Yeah. That's
You
what
want to get
that's what,
striked? That's how you get striked.
yeah. That's
Yeah.
how,
We don't
that's
talk
how we
about
get
Fight
a
Club.
that's
Just
how we get a
shut
7-day
up,
ban
okay?
from going live on YouTube. So
Really?
not and we're not throwing anybody
Have we
in
learned nothing from
particular.
the mistakes of me?
Let me finish. We're not throwing anybody in particular under the bus. We're not doing that. We're not mentioning any names,
I mean,
but his initials are Captain Thundernuts.
we could.
Is that why
I
we're
don't
calling
know
him
if that's going to be good enough of a clue.
It could be anybody.
Yeah. Yeah.
It could be
I mean, it
anybody.
could even
I'm
be
just saying.
Matt.
Jeff, it was me. It was 100% me. It was totally me, guys, and I'm sorry. You know, God forbid that we have a sports podcast that we talk about sports, and here we are commentating on sports while we're not allowed to speak on sports or show any footage of sports being played.
Well,
It makes sense, right?
I wonder
Well,
how
you know, and to be
Copyright
fair,
police
I'm not
were
willing
out
to
in
pay the
force that
licensing
night.
fees necessary to become the next John Boy Media or the next Barstool, because trust me, I don't think the world's ready for the level of amateur ineptitude that we would bring to the world stage if we were named the next Barstool Sports.
Yeah.
I mean, David's got the
Threw the ball.
he's got the I don't know. He doesn't fill out the whole Dave Portnoy, the whole El Presidente kind of vibe. But, you know, he's got that behind the scenes kind of a thing going on. I mean, we would need to pick an El Presidente. You know, send a guy around to do like burger ratings, you know, like instead of pizza, one bite, you know, it's like, you know, you get one bite burgers, you know, send somebody around the country, you know, like where major sporting
I can
events
do
are happening.
barbecue. Dude, I wouldn't be the one person to actually do that.
The barbecue reviews.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
I'd do it. Hell yeah,
It
I'd do
could
it.
be that mistake.
Yeah. We
Yeah,
could do that.
barbecue in Kansas City.
And then we could pick up a sponsorship for a cholesterol medication. You know, today's
freak out.
barbecue
Rosuvastatin, which is also another
today's
sponsor of the
barbecues
show.
rating is brought to you by Lipitor. You know?
You know what's really funny is I freak out the nurse.
Don't forget your Chris story, everybody.
Because if you go in the go to the emergency room for anything, you have to get like
Your vitals.
vitals, blood pressure, and everything. They're like, oh, you got high cholesterol, high blood pressure.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, okay, give me a second, redo it. And they're like, what? And I'll just breathe a little bit and I'll get it down to like 68. They freak out. So how is that possible? Are you on meds or something? I'm like, no, I just know how to lower my blood pressure.
So what we're gonna do is
talking about going to the emergency room.
That long list of like bad things about the medicine that outweighs the positives.
yeah, I love, like, there was one, it was it was a weight loss pill, right? Or one of the oh no. It was a cancer treatment, like it was called Enhertu, right? And I was like, so they're wanting to put that medicine in her too. And my wife is laying there in bed next to me and she's like, what? I was like, in her too, because it's all women on the, but one of the side effects of this cancer drug is death. I'm like, huh, okay. I mean, at least she couldn't say, at least they can't say they didn't go out swinging, you know, that kind of a deal.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to start week 10. Week 10 of the NFL regular
Jeez.
season.
Man,
Ready?
The Bengals are going to be going to Baltimore to M&T Bank Stadium, and they're going to attempt to go 5-5 against the 6-3 Ravens right now that are absolutely proving that they can ball out of their backside. So,
I think of Ravens.
It's Baltimore.
I'm thinking
Not a doubt
Baltimore
in my
too.
mind.
I mean, sorry, Joe Burrow, I'm just not feeling it. I know that you're, doing the Jake Peralta, and you got rid of the tips, and you're playing better because of it. But it's just, too little, too late. That's all I'm trying to say. Colin, who are you taking?
You all froze and the audio cut out. I don't.
Who are you taking? Baltimore or Cincinnati?
Cincinnati.
Of course you are.
Yeah, of course I am.
And Max, you're taking Baltimore, I'm assuming?
Simply because after getting rid of Joe Mixon for no good reason, you can see the end result of not having that man in the backfield, and Joe Burrow really misses Joe Mixon.
I mean, why do you think he went and got blonde tips? I mean, come on.
Just saying.
He's trying to seduce the other receivers.
Right.
Boy band.
Yeah.
Right.
Sean Watson's also going to be in it.
Like, Joe Burrow's going to start a boy band called the Tiger Stripes, and you're going to get a bunch of stay-at-home moms that are going to get pissed off because he's taking their name.
Oh, boy. Only
Hey,
fans and
make no
everything.
mistake. Make no mistake. Women, we love the Tiger Stripes on y'all because that is a badge of fucking honor. Okay? So that wasn't a misogynistic comment at all. I'm just giving you, hey, game recognizes game. That's all that is. Okay? So don't be coming at me and throwing a
We
bunch of hate
all
in our
love
inbox.
the pussy here.
I don't know. What do you
What was the time step on that?
Well, we all have kids. Obviously, we love
Or-
women.
For,
There's a child, for God's sakes, right there.
so
Where do you think he came from? The child fairy? What do you think, the stork brought him?
I mean, it kind of goes without saying.
for
We procreated, for
Only-
God's sake.
45 seconds. Got it.
Oh my god.
All right. No, that was the best part, I think. Next to,
Yeah.
all right. So Johnny was going to start talking about something.
Oh god.
I think I'm going to take Carolina against the Giants. Not only are they hosting the Giants, but I think that
Maybe the Giants will get confused because there's no one screaming at them.
no. Here's the thing, and this is just a theory. You know how in Major League Baseball, when a team scores 20 runs the day before, they don't do shit offensively the next day.
Yeah, that's true.
The Giants put up 20 points last night or yesterday. They're not going to do anything against the Panthers. I think the Panthers defense is actually a sleeper cell. They're going to wake up against the Giants and they're going to stop a mud hole in their ass. This is going to be the game that puts the Panthers out of reach of the number 1 overall pick.
I'm going with the Panthers also. So.
I can't. I gotta go Giants because I just there's no way I could look at myself in the mirror after picking Carolina.
Can I preface this with this is the who gives a shit game of the week?
Oh, one of
them.
There's look down the list.
It's probably the
man.
most important game of our lifetime. What are you guys talking about?
Look,
Right
if either
now,
one of these
as we speak
teams,
in Germany,
if either
they're
one of these
thinking to
teams win,
themselves,
it's not like they're going to shock the world. Okay, there's not going to be people picking rice and patties out there in North Korea that are going to stop mid pick and go, "Holy shit, the Panthers won." I mean, it's just not going to happen. This is not one of those.
You are right. You know what? We are right. There has to be a winner of this.
Yeah. So I mean,
I'm not picking which one. I'm just saying there has to be a winner in the fucking game. Oh, whoa. No, it really doesn't. Because they could both tie.
If there was going to be a tie, this is the game. Where
Yeah,
we're
if there
at.
was going to be a tie,
Game
this would
that
be the game.
Yeah, I'm going with tie.
Okay.
All right.
First
Chris,
ever
are you still
tie.
sticking with the
War
Giants?
against the United
I'm
States and
sticking
the
with the
NFL for sending the two shittiest teams on the planet to play there? Don't be surprised. Is all I'm saying. What have
Hey,
they done?
and Carolina,
They've sent
Carolina's
the
going to
shit
pipe
here.
in. They're going to pipe in some white noise over the loudspeakers when
That's 'cause
the
they don't
Giants
have
are on
people in
offense.
the freaking stands, Johnny.
To what?
It won't be pumping anything into the speakers because
They're going to have people
You're
goose
breathing
stepping and losing their mind.
it's on the
You
field.
can have somebody with an
There's
iPhone just
there.
hold it up, and I think it would be loud enough. To,
Yes, you're going to be hearing other people's phone go off.
This is the closest we've been to
There's
war with
gonna-
Germany since the World
Sorry,
War II.
guys,
is
my
all I'm
mom's
saying.
calling.
You're sending
There's gonna be an
the
You're gonna have the
echo.
entire Robertson
Giants to
clan.
Germany to represent
They're going to
America.
bring the
Oh my
entire
God.
Robertson clan from West Monroe. They're all you have Cy standing in the stands with his cup of sweet tea. No, Jack.
they're not going to be mic'd up, but you'll hear every word.
Every single word.
This whenever anybody plays at that stadium, they're going to save so much money because they don't have to worry about batteries for the
Here's
money.
how little the NFL thinks about this matchup. It's not going to be on any of the networks. It's going to be on the NFL Network and NFL Plus. It's going to be it's going to be a premium channel or streaming game only.
It's going to be broadcast in
Oh,
China.
Renta.
They know that nobody's going to watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chances are they have the same playbook.
Even though they're just going to share it. They're going to run back and forth.
Coach is going to cross the field while the people are playing and like, hey,
They're-
this
They're,
one.
they're going to pick Daniel Jones to play quarterback going both ways.
All-time quarterback.
Right. He put a red jersey on that guy.
we gave them one of Von Braun. They gave us the Panthers and the Giants. What the fuck?
Oh
No.
my god, dude. I mean, that is true because
This is the
that's right.
biggest
I didn't
our-
put two and two together. They are playing this game in Germany.
Oh,
what?
yeah. That's right.
It's gonna,
Now it's funny, huh?
Oh, it is.
Now
That
it's
is funny.
funny.
And it's gonna be an early game.
I'm talking about goose stepping up
Ooh.
these.
I was like,
Tattoo
where is he
is
making
right
that
there
connection?
outside doing
Oh,
SS
it's in Munich.
Lightning bolt those
Okay.
people's necks. A
All right, yeah,
declaration
no, they're
of
not.
war
They're not.
during
They're yeah,
halftime.
no. They're
Well, you know what?
one of
The
these
people-
teams
They're
is
not
going to get
sing
roasted
John
so
Denver at any
bad
point
that
of the game. I promise you.
They're going to have
one
to
of these teams is going to get roasted so bad that the other coaching staff's going to have to take cyanide pills on the flight home.
they're going to have to.
You know what?
Good old
I
I
Nazi
apologize. That joke was
Yeah.
out of line.
No. You know what's sad?
Oh, it's
is
okay
they're
when we do it to the Jews, but God forbid we offend a Nazi.
Damn it.
What the fuck?
Good.
What the fuck is going on?
Come on.
Oh man.
Well, I mean, is it fair to say, Max, that they're going to pack the stadium out by emptying all the ashtrays in the country?
Oh.
Oh,
Very lighthearted. Very lighthearted. I'm
Damn.
not passive, but I did friends.
we
and
already know it's a burn.
all
But
in
damn.
good fun, and humor is subjective
Oh my
for those
God.
of you watching. Thank you
David
as
comes
always.
in from left field.
Oh.
Okay.
You
Max,
think they'll
I want to
think they'll be keeping it
apologize.
warm in that stadium?
What'd you say, Colin?
No,
So you think they'll be
this-
keeping it warm in that stadium?
Oh.
Look at this. You've done well with him, Johnny.
Yeah,
And I know you're proud right now. Matter of fact, you're designing a plaque as we speak in your mind. And I can't wait to see it. But
Stadiums.
it
The
will
stadium.
definitely be warm in that stadium because they're going to be so hot and pissed watching these two shitty teams.
They're going to
But they
run out of
probably
the
have-
tunnel. They're going to be like,
Pay full
It's a
price
little
war.
toasty in here.
Stadium's going to be kept at 450 for about 3.5 hours.
We lose the whole entire. One of the teams dies because they go to the
It's hot,
showers.
right?
Oh my
Oh, shit.
Yeah, Is something
Literally,
smoking
yes.
out here? Like,
It's the shower subway.
Smell.
Doesn't smell like water.
They go into the blue tent for concussion protocol, come out with a really weird tattoo.
Damn it! This is the show that's going
Why
to
are they
get.
giving us all cover?
This is the one that gets us canceled.
This is
Oh,
it.
I'm calling it.
This is the last one.
This is the one, folks. It's
Our
been
first
great.
show exclusively on X. It's the one that gets us canceled.
It's been fun.
How did we get canceled from
We had a
X?
good run.
Well,
okay, no.
let me
Let
tell
me,
you.
let me throw in the X factor real quick on these guys and let them know
See,
that I am a
Elon
Soviet
himself was watching and he
immigrant
decided we had
handicapped
had enough.
I fit every category. And my
Yeah,
neighbor
phone.
told me that he's 164th African American, which makes me half black.
There you go. I buy that.
okay.
Don't,
mean-
no, because if that's true, that gives
I mean,
me
the math is math.
full range of jokes I could tell.
Listen, I went to public school system, and I'm telling you, the math is right. Facts versus truth.
Yep. We don't even have to use new math. We could use old math on that. NHA.
Somewhere there's an algebra
Play-
teacher smiling.
There's
Playing a very
math from
dangerous
like
game here.
1941, 42.
Oh,
Because
but
I
hey,
could-
Max, let me
When-
ask
when we
you,
talk about stuff that's
what's
from
the actual
1941?
final solution on that problem?
Oh.
Oh,
Oh.
Are we talking about
okay, that was
the-
the last one. I'm sorry.
the Japanese?
You said sulfur.
There was another. I missed that. I was talking about Japanese. in
I was
77.
talking about your math equation. I said, is that the
no.
final solution?
Do you have to look at your arm for the numbers?
Well, I've got to do a little bit
Oh, you
more.
you get that
Einstein
whenever you come
algebra,
out of the
know.
concussion tent.
I don't want to be the
Oh.
best at doing the worst math. But yeah, I'm heavily
Bring it on,
medicated,
baby.
so at this point in time, I
No,
could be
The
completely wrong.
Patriots and Bears.
Hmm.
We got to stop somewhere.
Daniel
Hey-
Jones is going to come out of the locker rooms at halftime.
Is that a real game or did you make that up?
Mysteriously, were they more muscular build and a really weird accent in his post game interview. Was they comes at us from many angles. I don't know where they are coming from. It's through
They
the
are
ball
coming from
and
everywhere.
is the Afrikaner. He caught it and he run down the field. I thought it was hilarious. Yeah, I need
No.
a cigarette.
Mr. Rushton.
Okay, right.
So Bears Patriots. Where are we
Hold
standing?
on, Max.
made
Who are
it
you
up to my
picking in that game? Max
No.
never told us who he's picking in that game.
That's true.
You know what? Dealer's choice. There's no way I'm going to win, and there's no way you guys are going to lose.
You're taking
So
the
whoever you
Panthers,
put
and you're
down-
going to like it.
There is
This
no
game,
right answer.
everybody
Oh, I'm going
loses.
to take
From
it
the man who
all.
said that he loves the pussy, you're going to pick the Panther.
I mean,
I'm down.
Okay. All right.
If that's what the
I don't want to
ladies
lose
like,
all of our
hey.
viewers, so
Yeah.
we're going to back off.
we don't want to lose all of our viewer.
The bots.
Yeah.
Don't you viewers go anywhere. Don't you forget to subscribe.
Even the bots have started unfollowing us.
Yeah, like
The button is
two-thirds of
clearly
them-
marked. Subscribe.
two-thirds of them are those lonely moms at home who want to fuck right now. They're like, yeah, we're unfollowing.
That's too far.
We get a giant spike in our German audience.
Motherfuckers are spitting.
Whether you're a lonely mom or a lonely man, I'm a lonely man. If you need me to be a lonely mom that dresses like a man or vice versa, I'm your hucklebearer. Boom.
Okay, we're moving on. Yeah, I'm going to take the Bears over the Patriots.
I'm taking the Patriots.
I'm going to take the Bears for this one.
Stop.
They upsetted me
Who's
last
driving the
week.
bus? That guy. That guy.
Decca's driving the bus.
That guy.
They're
The
playing
power
at Soldier Field.
The power of Decca commands you. The power of Decca commands you.
Are you really taking New England, Colin?
Do you really have to ask?
Just to be different. Okay.
Look,
Max,
no,
Chicago.
No, you made it.
Look, I understand why this looks bad, but
It doesn't look bad, son. It is bad.
okay, yeah, you're right. You're right. It is bad,
Okay,
but
you're gonna you're gonna go with a team that's 2-7 versus a team that's 4-4.
David,
Yeah.
we have taught, if there's anything that we've tried to teach you over the last 2 seasons, is don't go by the record.
Right.
see, what I heard was that they did win 2 games.
So you're telling me there's a chance. Okay.
It's not 0.
So,
You know what? I can respect that
you
logic.
know what? I can't argue that. That is
I can't either.
that is
Bills at the Colts. I'm taking the Buffalo Bills.
I'm taking the Bills.
Taking the
Bills.
Colts.
I mean, if you want to be the disappointment in your father's eye, go ahead and do it.
See, there's a line. That is it right there. Don't pretend to know what disappoints me.
What was
Because David,
the light in your
well, actually, you know what? If there's any one person on this panel that knows exactly how to disappoint me, it is you, David.
Yeah, see? So I
Very
should-
true. Okay. All right. So he's the subject. He's the subject
Yeah.
expert.
You are
Yeah.
his daddy.
Yeah.
He's the
Vision
expert witness.
zero.
Max, who are you taking?
David, he's said the Colts.
No. Colin
No.
said the Colts.
Colin said the Colts.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
So that's everything.
Not the Colts. Not the Colts.
David said Colts. Oh, Colin said Colts. Oh, maybe I should be looking at the Colts.
Colts. No, I'm not going with the Colts this week. No. And I will
The
not
Colts.
pick
being
the
prominent.
Patriots.
So you are taking the Colts?
No, you're taking the Bills.
No, definitely not the Colts.
Okay. I was fixing
Definitely
to
the
say, I'm like, I need
I'm
an answer,
heavily medicated,
man.
but I'm not retarded. Well, I
We
mean,
can't pull over anymore, man. We're already pulled over. Okay.
He's
You
like,
are all she got, Captain.
She can't take anymore. That's the name of your sex tape. She can't take anymore.
Sure it was.
Okay, so this is the no-brainer of the week here. Vikings at the Jaguars. Taking the Vikings all day.
absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah, Vikings.
Not even a question.
I mean, unless Colin, you want to take Jacksonville for some ungodly reason.
I thought you expected more from me.
Jags, because
I'm giving
Captain
you a
Bobby
hard time
Nucleosis,
because of your
aka
previous
Sam
picks. I
Donald.
was just kind of joking, but yeah. So, Max, you taking Minnesota?
No, I will not take Minnesota. I will not negotiate with terrorists. I'll take Florida, Jacksonville Jaguars. I believe that this is going to be that game. I know I might sound like I've been
That
smoking
game that
meth
takes them out of the
mixed with a
first
little
round, out of the
bit
first
of
overall pick, also.
whatever else,
Look.
but I haven't.
Okay.
I may my past
I
few
think
picks.
that it's
have been so
crazy
great,
enough that
but-
they want to win. They're going to make it
Okay.
happen, and Doug Peterson wants to keep his job.
Okay. Well, this next one is the Donkeys at Kansas City.
Duval County's going to come together. They're all going to just make this win happen.
Colin, I know you're dying to pick Denver. I know.
Oh
you
no,
are.
I am.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with Kansas City.
And I know everybody else is going to go Kansas City, so I'm not even going to ask. All right, this one's going to be an interesting one. The Falcons at the Saints.
I don't think it's going to be as interesting as you think. I think the Falcons are going to just blow it over.
If I'm going Falcons.
They're coming off that.
what about you, Chris?
Gonna go.
Falcons.
Holy crap.
And
Yeah, no
Max?
the Saints anymore.
I forgot the 49ers existed.
I think there's going to definitely be some blowing, but it's going to be the Falcons blowing the homeless guy on Beale Street over on over there, the French Quarter. Sorry, BO.
So you're saying a
Memphis, but
raging
yeah,
case of the
definitely
herpes is
not
going to
gonna be
keep
the Falcons
Kirk
winning
Cousins
this.
from celebrating a win? So you're taking the Saints?
I think that Kirk Cousins has done flexed it too much. Saints it is. Derek Carr's back, baby. Just need a
Okay.
game to get his bearings straight.
Niners at the Buccaneers.
That
I-
one is interesting.
The Niners were
Christian
on the off
McCaffrey
week
just
this
got
way.
activated off of the injury list. So the 49ers are going to have a running game again.
They're
Yeah.
coming off of their bye week, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm leaning towards the Niners on this one.
I am too.
I forgot that they existed.
What about you, David?
I'm gonna take Buccaneers on this one.
Okay. Honestly, it could go. Obviously, it could go either way.
Yeah,
I'm leaning San Francisco. One, McCaffrey's coming back, and
I
that dude's
He's
hungry,
got the
dude.
top blood
I
cell.
feel, yeah, true, but at the same time, it might take them a game to get back in their groove. How long he's been out?
So you taking Tampa Bay?
Yeah.
What about you, Max?
In the NFL, and I know our folks know this, they're educated. The bye week is a week off for a team. For the San Francisco base, though, it's just going both ways. I'm going Buccaneers.
Okay.
Neither team have anybody to throw to, but I like the Buccaneers.
Okay. Steelers at the Commanders. I think this is going to be one of the first big tests for Dan Quinn and his offense. I still like the Commanders in this matchup, though. I mean, they're playing at home at Northwest Stadium. I mean, the Steelers are playing decent football. Just the Commanders are playing better football.
I'm going Washington.
yeah, I think Washington.
Yeah, I'm thinking Washington.
I got to go Steelers on this one.
You don't have to go with Johnny just because he's the only one left out on this one.
I didn't go with the Steelers, jackass.
Oh, I thought you went with the Steelers.
No, that's what you get for thinking,
No,
David.
he went with Washington.
Thanks for actively participating in the conversation.
That's right.
Okay.
You know, I'm not.
Titans at the Chargers. I'm going to go with the Chargers on this
For
one.
the Steelers.
Chargers. Yeah,
Is
absolutely.
this I feel like this is a game nobody cares about.
No, this will actually be the primetime game of the week on Fox. This is the 3:05 kickoff.
Yeah. I don't know.
I mean, the Titans they ran into a win yesterday. The laws of averages were on their side. I think the universe is going to balance itself back out. The Chargers are playing good football. They're playing better football and more inspired football than the Titans are. It's just the Titans yesterday ran into a New England team that's still a little bit disheveled because they had Jared Mayo come off the concussion protocol like 3 hours before kickoff.
I guess I'll go
So-
Chargers.
What about you, Matt?
Matthew Judon. I believe that most high school JV teams can beat the Titans, so I'm going to go ahead and stick with my guns and go with the gut feeling that I have and not take them.
My career stats as a JV player and fourth string varsity
So I
player.
forgot who they're playing.
Absolutely. I agree with that statement. Let me see here. Hold on, my wife is sending me a text message. She's gonna post something, and she said I can share it with the podcast if I want.
Did
Uh-huh.
Philadelphia change their logo?
No.
Kelly Green.
No, that's the
It's retro.
yeah.
For those
Okay.
Randall days, remember that? Mm.
Yeah. I'm going to Cardinals. I don't
Yeah,
believe
yeah.
in the Jets. Well,
Hold on a second, guys. Okay, so let me do something here real quick. I'm going to.
Brewmates are on sale.
Okay, hold on a second. Here, oh, it's a bloopers video. That's what she's doing. Okay, hold on just a second. Okay, so my wife is a TikTok shop affiliate, right? So
mhm.
she gets commissions, she gets free samples, she rates these products, and she makes videos about them, right?
Yeah.
So, let's see.
Is everybody doing that? Because that's mostly in my feed nowadays. It's just TikTok.
Dude, there's a lot of it going around.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Need to be had too.
yeah. So we're gonna do that real quick. Okay, so let me move that over so I can see what I'm looking at. All right.
Double click on the video.
What?
All you have to do is double click on the video now.
Yeah, I know. No, how freaking stupid. Here we go.
Brewmates are on sale. Brewmate 40-ounce.
It's not working
sale.
here.
Brewmates are on sale.
Oh my God. Here we go.
Brewmate 40-ounce tumblers are on sale right now. Brewmate 40-ounce tumblers are on sale right now. On sale. Do you love a flash sale? Flash sale.
Oh my God.
Brewmate 40-ounce tumblers are on flash sale right now. The Brewmate 40-ounce tumblers are on flash sale right now. Sale. Run, don't walk. Run by it. And we come back.
That's gonna get like 1 million
Run,
views.
don't walk.
Dude,
That's gonna get 1 million view.
dude, I love my wife.
Dude. Yeah, send that to us.
Oh yeah, that was great. That was great.
That's
We
gonna
interrupted the picks for that, and I'm okay with that decision. Flash sale. Yeah, I think you should. Okay. Yes, they
Is
did.
there a
Yes,
sale
they did.
price?
What is the sale price? They have magnetic lids on them and everything like that. Your wife would actually like it, Max.
She loves those things. I have no idea what they are, but
On sale right now for $45 with free shipping.
They're on sale for $45 with free shipping.
But they last.
That's not bad.
So if you're going to get one, go to your TikTok page, just Mindy on TikTok. Go to her showcase and get them through there.
I'll send it to him.
Yeah. Okay, so this next game, the Jets at the Cardinals. You know what? I'm taking the Cardinals.
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 We'll also go Cardinals.
Cardinals.
I love you too. Thanks.
Well, it's a different kind of love for you, David.
Oh,
I mean, there's that kind chin that you carry around, kind that
Yeah.
somebody can rest their nuts on.
Pity love.
Did you say D-Love? What?
I said pity.
Oh, pity love. Like D-Love. Like what? Okay.
This dude
Eagles.
jokes on bro.
Eagles at the Cowboys.
oh, this is easy. Eagles.
Chris.
That's how much I hate the Cowboys now. Is because I will
Listen,
willingly.
Listen,
the
I'm not
Eagles.
even gonna say the words. You know what I'm gonna pick, but I can't bring myself to say the words.
Yeah, you can. You can hate the
No.
Cowboys that much. Chris.
I shouldn't do it, but I'm going Dallas.
will not- I will not kick them while they're down. This is like when you have a family member that is struggling with addiction, and it's like you really want to. Yeah, this is the tough love time, and you're not coming at it from a place of hate. You're coming at it from a place of love. I love the Cowboys. I will always love the Cowboys. This is a moment for some
Hey,
tough
Chris?
love. Yeah.
Have you seen any of my shorts on the Cowboys?
I haven't lately.
I
I need to go back and watch them.
I want to see how they do without Prescott.
I mean, will Cooper Rush be the next incarnation of the redheaded Jesus, Andy Dalton? Probably not. Will he fare better in the turnover department? Probably so. But that still requires the Cowboys to have a running game.
I'm fully prepared to lose this game.
So, Max, who are you taking?
I'll be honest with you, as much shit as I give Cowboys fans and as much shit as I talk on Cowboys, I love the Cowboys and I hate to see them lose, and I will not stop picking the Cowboys.
Okay, fair enough. Now,
They
this next
have
game,
the team to win.
yeah, in this next game hurts. The
Does hurt.
Lions are coming to
it does
Houston.
really hurt.
Ooh.
Yeah, the Lions are going to be coming to Houston. Man, I really tried to get tickets for this game too.
You know, I hate to say it, but I think Detroit's
I've been riding that Texan, Texan wave all year. I'm picking the Lions on this one.
The
They've
Texans can win,
They
but
can.
I think that
They
Detroit's going to take it.
Yeah.
Detroit's doing too good. It's
Yeah. They have. I think if the Texans would have done better in their last couple of games, I would have picked them.
Yeah.
But it kind of seems like they've hit a little bit of a slump in the season, just a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, they've got a comfortable lead in their division. So, I mean, they can afford to lose this game, but down the stretch, they need to get focused.
That's what I'm worried about. Is I'm worried that they took their foot off the gas. That's
if the Texans have any chance of salvaging a decent seed in the playoffs, they need to find the accelerator pedal and they need to cut down on the penalties that have been killing drives.
Yes.
Just absolutely killing drives. And they need to have people coming back off the injured list because that's been a big problem for them. That's been the big reason why they've lost the last two games is injuries, 100%. And it's not going to this game's not going to do them any favors. So because the Lions hit hard.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they've got guys flying all over the field, and
I will
swarm
say
the ball.
this: that I think this is going to be the game that wakes them up.
It is because I mean they're going to get within a touchdown at the final whistle, but
I believe that
this is going to be the game that they're like, okay, we need to play better, we need to play tighter, we need to play faster. I mean, the fact that Stephon Diggs probably not going to sign with them again after his surgery is done. You know, I mean, after the end of the season, because he's only on a 1-year deal. So, would I like to see Stephon Diggs come back? Yeah, absolutely. I think he's a good fit for CJ Stroud. He's a good vertical threat. I mean, they need Nico Collins to come back and be healthy. They need their offensive line to quit killing drives with the penalties, whether it be illegal formation, false starts, or holdings. It seems like lately they just can't get out of their own way. I mean, they're just killing drives. And it's not that they don't, it's not they have, they can drive the ball. They've shown that they can drive the ball. Just when they get down to the red zone, they stall their drives out because, you know, then you get these stupid sloppy penalties. I think that they do need some help in the secondary, though, especially on the corners. But I mean, past that, I do agree with you, Chris. This is going to be the game that wakes them up. And after this week, it's not going to be a monumental drumming like Detroit handed out to Dallas.
no.
I mean, it might be for at least the first quarter. Detroit's going to come out firing, right? They're gonna put out that they're gonna get that separation, and Houston's gonna be playing catch up all day. I have no doubt in that. But they're gonna make it close. They're gonna make some good adjustments at the half. They're gonna come out. They're gonna pull within a touchdown in the fourth quarter. They're just gonna run out of time. So I mean, but yeah, the Detroit's taking this one. That's my pick on that one. Like I said, it kind of hurts me because I'm finding myself becoming more and more of a Texans fan than I am a Cowboys fan. And I don't know if it's just because of the proximity and just the exposure to the overall media that's here in this market, or if it's just the fact that the team actually kind of excites me a little bit because they're making the right moves and they've been doing that over the last couple of seasons and they've been getting progressively better.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I mean, looking at last season, they made it to the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean they went from not having a shot at all. Nobody had them on their radar, and they
Yeah.
ended up winning their division. And they made it to the divisional round. I mean, they beat Joe Flacco in the or in the Browns in the wild card weekend, and they damn near knocked off the Ravens for a chance to play for the AFC title. So, I mean, they had something figured out last year. I don't know if it was that rookie magic or what, but I mean, they need to make some adjustments and they need to make some moves on with the defensive personnel, and they definitely need to start getting healthy. So, I don't know. We'll see how that goes, see how that plays out. But the Monday night game, it is a single header. It is Miami at the Rams. I know what the Dolphins did against Buffalo, and that was kind of impressive. But I just
You're not going to see a repeat of it, though.
no, you're not. With the way that the Rams marched back down the field in overtime last night against the Seahawks. I mean, granted it was the Seahawks defense, and Seattle, for all intents and purposes, should have won that game. But I think the Rams they've got something figured out, and so I think that they're going to make a run for their division, down the stretch. So I'm taking the Rams on this one.
Same.
Do Miami.
Of course you are. Okay. What about you, Max?
I'm Rams, and on the last game prior to this one between Lions and Texans, Lions, I didn't know if I picked them or not, but
Well, I
I'm
just
going
figured.
with Lions.
I figured because I saw you shaking your head up and down
Yes.
with what we were saying. So, teams that do have a bye week
And
this
I
coming weekend.
agreed.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Speak, Max.
No, I was going to just say, as far as the no. Oh, no. I'm saying about the Lions are playing football the way it should be played, all four aspects of the game: offense, defense, special teams, and coaching. Not to mention the fact they got a two-headed monster in the backfield between Gibbs and Montgomery, all he has in his entire career. The thing that I could see happening is fatigue on the defensive part of the Texans when it comes down to that fourth quarter, and whether or not they've got enough in the tank when they get to that point to be able to hold off this onslaught that is going to inevitably come.
Yeah, it's going to take a lot of substitutions. It's going to have to be a very fluid and dynamic substitution policy on DeMeco Ryans' part to keep his defense fresh. So, but CJ Stroud and the offense are going to have to do their part and stay on the field to give their defense a chance to rest and catch a breath. So we'll see how it plays out. I'm not real optimistic about the Texans' chances on this game, but we'll see. But there are four teams that are out on a bye week this week. It's the Packers, the Raiders, the Browns, and the Seahawks. The Seahawks definitely need to lick their wounds. They've got an entire extra week to think about that bungle at the end of in the overtime period last night. The Browns need to get something figured out for sure. The Raiders are going to do what they're going to do. Nobody can say one way or the other. The Packers, even though they got the bye week off, Poochie's still going to pick them to do something. So, hey, I like your energy there, Poochie. I mean, you can't lose a tailgate. So take it from Eli Manning. Maybe go drink beer, do something. David, I will get that converted into a PDF that you can actually read when you try to copy and paste it this time.
Okay.
and
Yeah,
send
that
it
was
over.
interesting.
I'll send it over to you after the show's over. But let me go ahead and just save that, and let me just minimize that window here. Let's go ahead and knock out joke time with Colin. Colin, you got your stuff ready?
Yep.
Rising from the smoke and haze of desolation comes a Spartan. He is bent on wronging that which has been set right. It's the greatest genetic code ever to exist here for your ears and eyes to feast upon. Spartan Colin, I hope you're bringing the smoke tonight. Someone get me a joke.
My name's spelled wrong.
Yeah, it's 2 L's. You spell it like colon, and that's not cool. That's kind of shitty. Shitty you spelled that with 1 L.
That stinks.
There we go. All right, go ahead.
What's worse than a lobster on a piano?
Oh God.
Crabs on your organs.
Oh. Okay. Ooh, look at that. That's a cool effect. I like that.
Is that
Okay.
better now? I'm sorry I didn't win the spelling bee championship back in the day, guys. Fucking nerds.
I mean, at
Always
least you can
correcting me
spell
on shit.
oven.
And colon spelled COLON. I can't. Oh, I see what you did there. I see what you did there.
Oh, come on, Max. It's all
I'm
right.
not
We'll
going to
let you
make fun of
cook.
women just because they cook, but you can.
Oh. Oh. Wow.
Hmm.
And
Okay.
right before the election, guys, really?
Hey, you know what?
I love women.
Oh man.
Biological women.
Is there another kind?
I don't know. Let's ask David.
Oh,
Oh, shit. Are we going to start playing the crying game?
Oh,
oh
I'm
my
out.
God, dude.
yeah.
Even I'm sorry.
Damn. You can't come back from that one. Oh,
Wow.
from way downtown. Colin.
That is El Fuego. God.
El Fuego.
Boom
Man,
I heard
shakalaka.
about that.
Good Lord.
Where Colin was a German name.
Sorry, I didn't hear that. What were you laughing about?
I'm not going to need my.
Nothing,
Well,
David.
Well,
don't
see,
worry
it's
about
kind
it.
of appropriate because the way that his mom and I chose to spell that, well, the way that I chose to spell it with 2 L's, in Celtic, it means brave warrior.
There, see?
So you got that one wrong.
Oh.
Says the guy
Every
who's
day
still
we should learn
recovering
something
from
new,
his
and now we
wounds.
have.
Yeah, David.
It's easy to talk shit from the rear with the gear, David.
A boom.
Ever since you guys said things about dicks, David's been putting shit in his mouth nonstop. I don't know if you noticed this or not.
Oh, we noticed.
Yeah, I can hear some of it.
We just choose not to give it that energy of acknowledgement because we don't want that awkward ass video that we only saw maybe a few seconds of.
Oh yeah, I still got that.
Oh, please don't.
Oh God, no.
Just don't.
Nobody needs to see that.
The only time I would get worried is if I were eating dick-shaped foods.
Be worried then. Be worried.
What?
Then.
You know,
Max.
you know what popped into my head when Max said that?
Oh,
Dad,
please.
remember
Phrasing.
Yes, please.
Okay. You know what I just remembered? Remember the chocolate thing you sent him?
Yes, that's what we're talking about.
Exactly what we're.
That's what we're talking about.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm a little slow. Okay, so
Don't worry about it. It's genetics. It's all right.
It's not my genetics.
David, you are the slowest person I know, and I don't sit. I sit like 2 seats away from multiple sped kids in my classes. So
From what? Did you say sped kids?
yeah.
Wow.
Yes.
Damn it. He said sped kids.
Bro, what the hell you doing
Okay,
sending them
so
fucking retards
there
all
was a
close and shit?
NASCAR race this weekend.
I'm not done with my jokes.
Well, then hurry up, man. Come on.
That's the,
Chris got things to do.
Yeah.
what's the difference between
How
Harry
about-
Funner and Frank? Only one came out of a chamber.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh.
damn.
Damn.
Oh, damn.
Oh. Damn.
Oh, that one left a
Skeller
stench in your
days.
nose.
You
Oh, my
love
God.
fucking
Better yet,
monsters.
better yet, better yet, you want to know what's worse than the Holocaust? Stubbing your toe.
Oh my
Oh,
God. Oh my God.
Those of you tuning in that might not be familiar with any of this is all in good humor. This is not a show of hate crime full of white supremacists that hate Jews. The one
Clarify
guy
that a
that's
little bit
okay with it
further.
is Jewish.
Please. Thank
yes. Okay.
you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Captain Thundernuts is in himself. Juden.
He-
Juden. Okay.
Yes, I am. I've got numbers all over me. I'm covered with tattoos. I'm a bad Jew, but Jewish all the same.
I'm gonna have to buy.
I mean, he's got some real chutzpah.
I'm gonna have to
Huh?
buy that shirt that you
I'm-
owned.
I'm a
Make Up
mensch.
American Offensive again.
My hoods was like 12 inches. Oh,
I do. You know what? I don't know if they still make that. So
Oh, really?
yeah. Like, dude, I bought that shirt when it came out back in 2011, 2012. No. It was 2017, I think. Yeah, 2017 is when that shirt came out, and I bought it when it came out.
Yeah, whatever.
I don't know. I might see if I can try to get a hold of that guy and see if we can maybe change up the design a little bit, but maybe use the phrase, and we can come up with our own. We'll see.
The phrase that pays.
Yeah, because I mean, hands down, still my favorite T-shirt to this day. Like, it's comfortable. Anyways, was that your last joke?
Yeah.
Slipping out through the fog of war, this Spartan continues the fight.
Great.
Your souls have become collateral damage in the battle against the flood of moral supremacy. Leave your expectations at the door on your way out and marvel before the pillar of tactical prowess. Ladies and gentlemen, angry faithful of all ages, this has been Joke Time with Colin.
Yeah. So again, like I was trying to say, there was a NASCAR race this weekend. It was a cutoff race before championship weekend next weekend at Phoenix. Martinsville Speedway, never without its drama. The Craftsman Truck Series, they ended their playoffs. It was their final cutoff race. It was the final cutoff race for the Xfinity guys. Cup guys, though, this race, wow, it definitely finished with a bit of a dramatic flair. Our boy Kyle Larson did not make the cutoff. He was in a must-win situation. So was Chase Elliott. So was Denny Hamlin. Second place wasn't going to be good enough. But Chase Elliott finished second. Kyle Larson actually finished third yesterday. Ryan Blaney also needed to win to get into the Final Four. he repeated as the race winner. He won this race last year. He won this race yesterday. His car was just incredibly dominant. It was fast. I mean, just bad fast. And the longer that the green flag run went, the faster his car got. So it just, with the tire wear being what it was, the softer compound that NASCAR brought to the track with Goodyear, it just, they figured it out, and they figured it out real quick that his car was good on a long run. So as long as there wasn't any stupid cautions breaking up these green flag runs, he would just methodically pick his way through the field. And man, it was impressive. It was impressive. But what gave the end of the race its really, really dramatic flair, there was an outlawed move christened by Ross Chastain last season or a couple of years ago, when he did a wall crawl with his car. He did it full send, tried to do a video game move, and he put the right side of his car into the wall coming out of turn 3 and just floored it and rode the wall, and actually picked up speed and bumped Denny Hamlin a couple of years ago out of the Final Four, racing for a championship in Phoenix, and made his way to Phoenix by advancing on points. NASCAR looked at it, said, well, we're going to deem that and acts like it as a safety violation, and it will disqualify a driver. Going into it, William Byron, who drives the number 24 Liberty Chevrolet for Hendrick Motorsports, he was on the bubble. He was on the cut line. He was on the plus side of the cut line. But Christopher Bell, who drives who yesterday was driving the number 20 Mobil 1 Toyota for Joe Gibbs Racing, he needed to race his way in also. He could have done it with points. William Byron could have done it with points. And when they finished, even though William Byron finished, I think it was 5th or 6th. Let me see here. Let me double check that here. Yeah, I mean, he finished like fifth or 6th. And with the move that Christopher Bell made by running the wall, riding the wall, he advanced 1 spot, which I still, to this day, you'd be hard pressed to not make me believe that Bubba Wallace intentionally backed up 1 spot to let his teammates, car, or teammate, because Denny Hamlin is, actually his owner's teammate. Yeah, that's a better way to say it. Advance into the playoffs, right? Because you don't want to piss off Mr. Gibbs or Mr. Hamlin, right? Especially because they're signing your paychecks. But there was a couple of different scenarios going on. You had 2 Chevrolet cars in the form of Ross Chastain and Austin Dillon. Ross Chastain, he drives the number 1 car for Trackhouse Racing, and Austin Dillon drives the number 3 car for Richard Childress Racing. They were effectively running a Chevrolet roadblock protecting William Byron, so that way he wouldn't lose any positions on the track to where he could potentially advance to the Final Four. Because if William Byron had not qualified for the Final Four, Chevrolet would not be represented next weekend for the championship. So when Christopher Bell did the wall ride, he finished 22nd. William Byron finished 6th, and they were in a virtual tie as far as points was concerned. It took NASCAR almost 45 minutes to an hour to review tape, to review radio broadcasts. They're still going to look into the Chevrolet blocking for William Byron, because that was a situation. You see that happen a lot, especially at the super speedway tracks like Talladega, like Atlanta, like Daytona, where the manufacturers hand out marching orders. All the makes will pit at the same time. You'll have manufacturers blocking for each other. You'll have manufacturers blocking for each other. Yeah. You'll have manufacturers blocking for each other at those types of tracks. But when it comes down to the championship, you're going to have things towards the end of the season like manufacturer championship points, team owner points. You're going to have car points, driver points, things like that. All of that culminates at the end of the race on championship weekend in Phoenix. And there's a lot of monetary incentive for these things, for the manufacturer, the driver, the teams that win those championships, obviously. But what NASCAR ended up doing is they disqualified Christopher Bell and they moved him back to I think 32nd in the running order. Let me double check that. Let me see here. Schedule. Let's see Martinsville results. Okay. Where did they put him? Okay, so they moved him back to 18th, which moved him outside that window of cars that could qualify for, as far as points were concerned. Let me see. Actually, you know what? Here, hold on. Let me back up. That wasn't right either. So, for the love of God here. Hold on. Race results. There we go. It's funny in NASCAR.com, you would think. They moved him back to 22nd. So, I mean, they didn't alter his finishing position. What they did, however, was disqualify him or they assessed him a points penalty on a safety violation. Because, and the reason why they made the wall ride move that Ross Chastain pulled a couple years ago illegal was because of safety. Because you're going to see guys doing that, sending the car full send, just hammering the throttle down and trying to ride that safety barrier. That can go horribly wrong, horribly fast. Especially if the car, the tire sidewall catches the wall the right way, car bounces up, somebody gets into it from behind, you're going to send that car up into the catch fence. You're going to put the fans in danger, that kind of thing. I like the move that he, it took some incentive for him to try to get that done. I mean, at that point, it was do or die. He was focused on trying to get in. Okay. You got a lot of people that are complaining about William Byron. Like, well, of course he's going to get in. He's a Hendrick guy, blah, blah, blah. That had absolutely nothing to do with it. They're looking at trying to hold him responsible for two other Chevrolet drivers on two separate teams blocking for him when William Byron had nothing to do with it. There was nothing on William Byron's in-car audio. They went back and listened to both Ross Chastain and Austin Dillon. They were communicating directly to each other on the radio. And it was plain to see on the video playback and on the live broadcast, you could tell that they were running basically it was a flying roadblock. Right? So, I mean, they were causing a big stack up behind them that prevented cars from getting to Austin or William Byron and passing him. So, will there be rules handed out? Will there be penalties handed out? Probably. Do I think that especially in this day and age when sports betting is legal, it's a part of our culture now. It's acknowledged. It's something that's promoted. We even got sports books that are, with naming rights to stadiums that are sponsoring athletes, that are, sponsoring teams, for crying out loud. But yet somehow the late great Pete Rose is still banned from baseball for betting. I don't get it. Anyways, William Byron had nothing to do with the blocking scheme at all. He was just concerned with trying to stay where he was at and not lose any more positions. For all he knew, the two cars behind him, we're just running side by side and fighting it out. Well, so what happens is that you get two cars that are running side by side. The cars in front of them can get away, and the cars that behind them can gain ground. And but with Martinsville, it's such a narrow track. There's a basically a 2-lane track right there. They really couldn't get around them, right? So whether or not they were, operating off of Chevrolet marching orders, if they were, hey, hand out penalties, fine, whatever. But I mean, but what Christopher Bell did, while it was, you could definitely tell what the motivation behind it was. At the end of the day, it was a safety violation. And I think NASCAR did make the right call. And there's even a lot of Joe Gibbs racing fans, a lot of Toyota fans, even a lot of Ford fans that agree with that. And if it's a safety violation, NASCAR made the right call. They had to know that they needed to get this one right. That's why they took their time. And all of the media that was down there on pit road between, sitting between William Byron's car and Christopher Bell's car, every one of them reported the same thing, waiting for the decision to come down from the NASCAR booth. It was silent. Like they were just standing around. Nobody was talking, aside from the reporters that were just reporting on what was happening at the moment, which was absolutely nothing. William Byron was leaning up against his car. Christopher Bell was just standing there with his arms crossed next to his crew chief. But nobody was really talking because they were all waiting for NASCAR to make that decision. NASCAR needed to make that decision and needed to make it right. And so they reviewed video, they reviewed radio, audio, they reviewed telemetry and everything like that. I mean, and they knew that it was an intentional wall ride by Christopher Bell because the telemetry from his car showed that when he made contact with the wall coming out of turn 4, he mashed the gas. He was at 100% throttle all the way through till he got about a quarter of the way into the front straightaway when he was able to come off the wall. So it's not like he was stuck there. He had the opportunity to turn down off the wall, come out of the gas, and come off the wall that way, but he chose to stay in the gas. So they knew it was an intentional thing, and it could have endangered. I mean, the circumstances could have played out disastrously for not only him, but potentially fans in the stands, and definitely for the drivers still fighting for position behind him. So I think NASCAR got that one right. I don't say that a lot about NASCAR, especially the way that they govern the rules, and they just kind of do it, at will.
Especially lately.
Yeah, especially lately. I mean, the word consistency in NASCAR should never be, they haven't been mentioned in the same sentence for a very long time. But I think this one's going to go down. And what's funny is the fact that Ryan Blaney came back and drove his ass off to win that race, and it's going to be the least talked about thing from this race for months to come. So, but looking forward into the playoff standings as it stands right now for the championship 4, you've got Ryan Blaney, Joey Logano, both representing Roger Penske. Roger Penske Racing has a 50% chance of getting a championship out of this race next week. Tyler Reddick, he is representing 2311 Racing, which is Denny Hamlin and Michael Jordan. And then you've got the 24 of William Byron that's representing Hendrick Motorsports. So all 3 manufacturers are being represented in the final 4. They're the only 4 that can qualify for a chance to win the Cup. Ryan Blaney is the defending champion from last year. Joey Logano, he won it the year before that. Tyler Reddick and William Byron neither one of them have won a title, so this would be their first title if they're able to come out on top. Look for those guys to be running at the front all night long. William Byron, he's really good at Phoenix. Tyler Reddick, not so much. Joey Logano and Ryan Blaney, obviously they have both won there. They've both done well enough at Phoenix to qualify to win a points championship there. But it's going to be an interesting race. With Christopher Bell being on the outside looking in, look for him to be dancing around towards the top 5 most of the day. You're gonna have some party spoilers out there. Kyle Larson and Chase Elliott both run really well at Phoenix. Alex Bowman actually runs really well at Phoenix. Denny Hamlin has also won there before. Martin Truex Jr., this is his last full-time regular season run before he goes into a part-time driver mode. And this is also going to be the last race for Stewart Haas Racing. So they're closing their doors at the end of the season. So that's going to be, the end of an era in NASCAR. Tony Stewart's going to step away from NASCAR team ownership, at least. What's going to happen with those charters, I'm not entirely sure. There's also the antitrust lawsuit that Michael Jordan filed against NASCAR that's going to get settled, hopefully, during the off season. Yeah, next weekend we're looking at schedule. Next weekend it is the NASCAR Cup Series Championship at Phoenix Raceway. That's going to be in Avondale, Arizona. It's a 312 lap event. It's a 1 mile racetrack, so it's going to be 312 miles. It will be Sunday, this coming Sunday, November 10th at 2:00 Central Time. You can catch the race on Peacock, NBC, Motor Racing Network, and your SiriusXM channel 90 or SiriusXM app on your favorite mobile device. I'm definitely going to try to catch that race streaming. I'm hoping that it says that it's going to be on Peacock, but we'll see if that's actually the case. So at the very least, I'm going to tune in on SiriusXM and listen to that. Just because, I want to see. Obviously, I want to see William Byron get his first championship. I wouldn't mind seeing Ryan Blaney repeat as the defending champion. It'd be the first time that we've seen a back-to-back champion since Jimmy Johnson did it over 10 years ago. So I don't know. It'll be fun to see that. So that's kind of what I've got. They did announce that next year NASCAR is going to be holding a Cup Series race in Mexico, June 14th through 15th next year. So it'll be at the Autodromo. Let me see here. Yeah, I can't tell you exactly where that track is, but it is down in Mexico. So NASCAR is trying to branch out a little bit more as far as internationally is going to be concerned. Of course, Daniel Suarez, being a Mexican driver, is definitely he's the poster child for the advertisement on that push. So I think it's actually going to be a road course race. So that'll be fun to watch, just to kind of see. I would say, not to get political or offensive, but that ship's long since sailed on this show. My concern, legitimately, I know that we say the concern was for safety was the big thing for the Chicago race, but with the Mexican race, definitely the big concern is going to be for the safety of the fans and safety of the teams. I'm going to be interested to see. Yeah, I mean, because the cartels definitely are going to try to get their hands on it. So I'm really interested to see what kind of security protocols NASCAR is going to put into effect, and what kind of presence, if any, the Mexican government's going to have down there as far as around the venue and during the event itself. So let me see here. One other thing. We have got a tie game in the fourth quarter between Tampa Bay and Kansas City. So after we get off the air here tonight, guys, I'm probably going to tune into that and try to catch the end of this game. So nerd news, there's not a lot of like tech news that's been out this week. Nothing.
The only thing everybody's talking about right now is the Call of Duty 6.
Oh yeah, Black Ops 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know Colin's already finished the campaign. I haven't had time to sit down long enough to finish the campaign.
Same. I finished campaign.
But yeah, it's I don't know. I right now I'm on the emergence mission where you're trying to get the key cards. So I've got half of them right now. I was honestly got bored. And I was like, well, I need to get some homework done.
Is that
And
where and spoilers in case anybody cares, but is that where he broke his mask and inhaled all the stuff?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And then you realize that he's
I didn't-
immune to it because he was a part of the program.
I didn't like that mission. I hated that mission.
Dude, I love that mission.
If I want to play zombies, I'll play fucking zombies.
I like that mission
I
because
understand that zombies are canon in the Black Ops universe. I understand it. Still pissed me off. I was very angry.
the reason
Yeah,
why
as soon as I because I had that whole feeling, right? You start seeing the mannequins start popping up around you.
Yes.
And I'm like,
If I want to play a fucking horror game, I'll play a horror game. That's
yeah.
not what I'm here to do.
I like
I was
that.
so angry.
I liked that mission because of the different things it did, like the grapple hook, and I like the music in that mission because one of the songs that they play when you're fighting the bosses is a metal cover for Mariah Toten, which is a pretty good map.
Yeah, let me bring that up because Colin, before the game started on Sunday, we were driving back and he's like, Can I be in charge of the music? And I was like, Are you gonna make me listen to video game music? He goes, Yeah, but it's got words. I was like, Okay. And dude, even though some of these were like Japanese metal bands, I'm like, bro.
Dude, have you, and I don't know if I brought this up before, but you know the Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy video game?
Yeah.
The soundtrack for that game is mind-blowingly good. It's on Spotify. Look it up.
I was having us listen to mainly the Guilty Gear soundtrack, which is like
Yeah, and it's on Spotify, so you can look that up for for Guilty Gear. Dude, I was like, okay, all right. I'm picking up what you're putting down here. And then his eclecticness was next level, right? We're sitting there listening to like anime metal, and then he breaks down into George Strait, and then there was NSYNC's Bye Bye Bye, from Deadpool. And it just kind of went all over the place, and I'm like, whoa, okay. And I'm watching him out of the corner of my eye, and it's not like one of these he's listening to it because it's ironic. Like he's actually getting into it. Like I'm like, okay, all right, okay. From the viewpoint of a dad, it still kind of like amazes me to watch my kids and their personalities come to the surface.
That was the first time, and I remember this when my oldest boy was, oh man, I want to say 12. He hadn't gone to high school yet. He was still early, so you're still kind of in that awkward, I don't know what I like to listen to yet. He's starting to come into it, and I'm running through, my playlist has everything from metal to country to bluegrass to all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
And Motorhead comes on.
Yeah, he had a Motorhead song on his playlist.
He goes, oh, Motorhead, nice. And I'm like, how the fuck you know about Motorhead? He's like, what? They're good. I like them. I was like, okay. And that was that.
Yeah, I was like Motorhead.
I was like, dang.
I was looking at Colin. I was like, really? He's like, yeah. I was like,
oh, it's fucking Motorhead. How can you?
Okay, all right.
I think the song on my playlist is "Eat the Rich."
Yeah, Motorhead, "Eat the Rich." I was like, all right, okay.
My playlist is like so all over the place. It's funny because like
Keep that. Trust me. Keep
there's
that.
like
Don't ever lose it.
yeah, there's anime, video game, there's like movie music, there's like country. It's all over the place.
Don't ever lose that.
I mean, you got King George mixing it up with Motorhead. Any day of the week, I'm down for that kind of chaos.
They're like, and it's funny though. It's funny though because as like all over the places, there's some categorization, so I know where certain songs are.
Check out a little bit of Power Man when you get a chance.
One of my old squad leaders,
Before you
actually-
start, Sonny, I'm sorry. I gotta run here. I gotta get this stuff done.
all right, guy. Everybody,
I'll later.
say see you later to Chris. See you later, Chris.
Hi, Chris.
Boing.
See you, brother. Be good, Chris.
Have
Oh.
fun storming the castle. Open the door. Later, brother. All right. So
There is one thing that we didn't touch on for, I guess it would be football news. But
are we talking about Dak Prescott getting caught saying we fucking suck on camera?
no, Jason Kelsey.
Oh yeah, that's right. Thank you. So Jason Kelsey went to the Penn State game in Happy Valley, and some
Idiot.
very, very unwise Penn State student was following Jason Kelsey around with his phone, recording him talking shit about Travis. Now, agree with Travis Kelsey or not? Which tonight he seems to be having himself a night. So
Yeah.
What was the what is his
We can't say the phrase.
we can't
but
say the word, but like what do you think about Travis being a bleep for dating Taylor Swift?
Yeah.
He turns around and sees who says it, takes the kid's phone and spikes it on the ground, then picks it up and sticks it in his pocket. And the guy's like, "You're going to give me my phone back?" He goes, "No, you can't come at me and talk like that. That phone is mine now." And turns around and walks away.
I thought he crushed it.
Oh, he spiked it, picked it up.
Yeah,
He did squeeze it, but then
yeah.
he shoved it in his pocket. He's like, "That phone is mine now."
In all honesty, it's his brother. He was defending his brother.
Yeah, absolutely. He's defending his little brother at that.
Yeah. I hate to
He's
say
done all
it,
his life, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he already apologized and everything. It's like, no, he shouldn't have to apologize for that.
He apologized for nothing more than sheer 100% optics.
Yeah,
Because they just got $100 million for their podcast. He's got a bunch of other endorsement deals out there. He is corporately, yeah, he needed to issue that apology. Personally, I'd have told the guy to get fucked and stay fucked. You know, merch links in the bio, you know, kind of a thing. Pull a page out of Jake Barr's, you know, playbook. But I agree with what he did. And in his position, I probably would have done the same thing. He's there to go watch a football game. He's not there to get heckled. He's not there to have somebody shove a phone or a camera in his face while they're berating his little brother.
Yeah.
You know, like my little brother and I, we don't get along 100% of the time. In fact, we don't, I would even go as far as to say that we don't have the best of relationships, but he's my brother. And if there's only, and you know, if there's anybody in this world, and Colin can attest to this, if there's anybody in this world that can beat on our little brothers, it's going to be us.
Yeah.
Right. Somebody outside that dynamic tries to enter that fray. Rethink your life decisions, because any aggression and angst that I might have is going to get turned on you and on you solely, because I'm going to go from being a protagonist or an antagonist to a protector. And David, I know Chris is the same way. Coming from a military background, we can give each other shit all the time. And then on a lower level, I know that in my platoon, we could even come to a fist fight, you know, come to blows with guys in our own platoon, but people from outside that unit dynamic is completely off limits. We'll go to war for the guy that we just got into a fist fight for.
Yeah.
You know, and it just when Jason did that, his stock was already running pretty high with me anyway, because I mean I'm a Jason Kelce fan. More of a Jason Kelce fan than I'm a Travis Kelce fan, but Jason Kelce represents the best of the blue collar in everybody, right? Because he was a center, he was the guy in the trenches. You know, he didn't really care about, you know, the glam and the tutus, and you know, for him it was about getting the job done, right, in the most efficient manner possible. Travis does come off as a bit of a frat boy, for lack of a better term, but he's going to grow out of that, right? But with Jason doing what he did, I don't think he needed to apologize. Now, as far as his corporate sponsors are concerned, they're kind of requiring it. I get that, but yeah,
Here's my point of view on it. If you're gonna go up in somebody's face, start talking crap, fully expect a elbow in the face. Like, don't go up and start messing with people and not expect to get a reaction. Because I understand that, like, the way the world works, where if you're like a higher status of like celebrities and you do something, it'll set off. But when it's something like that, there's no reason for him having to apologize or just anything. Like, that kid should have just walked away because he deserved it. Like, it was the baseball player that got caught saying the word we can't say.
mm-hmm.
There's no, if you're gonna mess with the guy, don't. There's no reason why the guy should get in trouble if he responds, no matter what.
I'll be honest with you, Colin. There was a time, and it wasn't all that long ago, and Dave and Johnny, they'll be able to attest to this, to what you are describing would actually be solved and handled right there on the spot, and it would usually come down to throwing fists.
Yes. I mean, it was meet me in the parking lot after school.
And
you know, there was no guns
just
involved.
the way it was.
There was no
just-
500
and when it
dudes
comes down
ganging
to
up on
whether
somebody
you're
in
in
the
a
bathroom
platoon,
either.
Yeah, that's how you figure it. That's how you solve the problem. And we're not condoning violence, but that's the way it was 30
No,
years ago.
and David and I
40
discussed
years
this.
ago.
We were on the phone for
Not
like
to this
almost
day.
2 hours last night. And so the world today either has forgotten what it means to get punched in the mouth for shit that you say, or they've never experienced that. They've never experienced a and Kansas City just scored. DeAndre Hopkins caught a tutty. So
That's the second one, by the way.
yeah. But and what's funny is that, you know, you'll see women, they'll get into a fist fight or a cat fight with somebody and they'll hold that grudge till the day they die. Right.
Mhm.
Dudes, we're wired way different. You know, one of my best friends in the Army was a roommate of mine, and we got into a fist fight. We could not stand each other, and then we got into a fist fight. Oh, dude, we were ride or die after that. You know, and it's, you know, and we get questioned all the time. It's like, how do you guys do that? It's like, well, we got everything that we needed to say out, and you know, we handled it like the primates that we are. And after that, it's like, okay,
Because
we understand that we're willing to stand up for our beliefs. I'm cool with you after that.
because like I see this every day at like school and stuff, and like I'm in that world, kids these days get away with too much for what they do, as to oppose where it would be like a kid could get popped in the mouth for mouthing off to wrong person. Nowadays, they send him to the office or suspend him, and that does like nothing. Because
Well, and here's the thing, and it's because now everybody here is a staunch Second Amendment supporter, but the fact that we've got piss poor parenting occurring in this country, where kids are given access to mom and dad's gun cabinet because mom and dad don't know how to hide the keys. And kids, they feel like society has gotten soft. It's gotten really, really soft. And you started to see that downfall, that downturn back in the 90s, early 2000s, when the word lawsuit became a real popular buzzword. I mean, instead of handling things, like normal barbarianistic human beings would handle things. Oh, we're going to take you to court. And it's like when that became too expensive because the lawyers figured out that they can charge for, premiums, then that's when muzzle velocity got involved. And then you introduce the beta mentality, the soy mentality. And it's like, true masculinity is not toxic. I know that they call it toxic masculinity, but it's not truly toxic. I mean, because the world needs the alphas over the betas. I mean, it just does, because the world without a pecking order runs around like a chicken with its head cut off. And it's like a scene out of the Lemmings video game, if you remember those. So a
It's
world
true.
without direction, a world without leadership turns into a vacuum, right? In the world, nature abhors a vacuum because it's always going to be filled with people trying to get a leg up over on everybody else. When you have that established pecking order, when you know that there's a hierarchy to things seem to run a little bit smoother because you know that there's going to be consequences for the actions that you take all the way up to the top. And it's not that the person on top has become so infallible or so untouchable that they can basically do what they want, because there's always a bigger fish. There's always somebody that's willing to do something that the guy on top's not willing to do. We're not going to try to profess that we know how to fix society at all. But I think we need to get back to basics as far as, society is going to be concerned. Is like, well, how do you propose to do that? It's a great question. I'm glad you asked, because I think that 99% of today's problems, as far as society is concerned, as far as people with their identity crisis and what have you, that can be handled at the parenting level. Parenting needs to become something that's fashionable again. And we're talking common sense parenting. It's like, oh, well, we teach our
Old
kids
school
to
nuclear family.
Yeah, the nuclear family. Thank you very much. And we need to reintroduce that to every portion of society. It doesn't matter what your ethnic background is. A mother and a father, okay? And you can get into these same-sex couples and things like that. But at the heart of it, there needs to be a nuclear dynamic. Okay, you need to have a father figure and a mother figure. There need to be established roles within the home. And because it used to be not too long ago, even as late as the 90s, when I was going to school, you could go to school with a shotgun or a hunting rifle in the rack of your in the gun rack of your truck, and nobody would say anything because everybody knew that gun's not going to be brought into the building. 99% of the time, it's because Jethro Bodine III forgot to take it out of his damn truck when he went dove hunting before school. So, we get back to parenting effectively. with established roles in the home, making sure that these kids understand through both positive and negative reinforcement consequences, actions, Newton's laws of physics. Okay. And you know, well, what about the escalation of violence? Well, escalation of violence could be handled at home too. You give your kid an opportunity to do the right thing, and if they choose to go down the wrong road, every time they go down that wrong road, the punishment for that said action increases. And eventually it's going to get to the point where either A, they're going to start to understand finally that they can't do this without having something done to them, or they're going to get absolutely bored out of their mind from sitting in their rooms with no electronics whatsoever, that they're going to start, just out of sheer attrition, start to do the right thing. And then they're going to learn by proxy, hey, this is something that I don't even have to think about anymore. It becomes muscle memory. Just like in the military, at least the way that it used to be, they would break you down and build you back up, right? You take this undisciplined, untrained individual that comes in straight off the street, a lot of times out of high school. You tear down all their bad habits, you strip them down to their basic chemical composition, and you build them up to something productive, something that responds to orders, right? I'm not saying everybody needs to join the military, so we're not South Korea. We don't require 2 years of military service, okay? But there's a lot to be said for that kind of a dynamic where discipline happens naturally. And I think that can cure a lot of society's problems, because you see a lot of the disrespect, you see a lot of the sheer, I don't know, carnality, I guess, if that's even a word. I mean, just with it's almost like you turn on any social media platform, or you turn on any evening news, and there's inevitably a story or a thread about people glorifying gang tactics, where they jump up on one person, and a lot of it is racially driven. But we're not going to get into that, because you can't present an argument and not be painted as being a racist. I mean, even if you're just spitting facts. So point is that I think that we can do a lot better as a society.
This is the last thing I'm saying, because I know we'd probably have to get off here.
Yeah, we're going to land the plane here in a second.
The way I see it is that there's so many rules set in place to where there's not enough rules. It's like it prohibits we're prohibiting so many things to where we can't get the things that need to be done because of said rules. Like, you can't take out your aggression or solve conflicts anymore because of the rules that are set in place.
That's kind of insightful. I feel like we need to tell a joke just to end the show on a lighter note.
Jews. Yeah.
Well,
No, don't. Nope. No. Absolutely not. We have gone way too far down that road tonight.
Fine.
Okay. I'll tell you something messed up that happened to me this week. I took off on last Tuesday. I wasn't planning on everything. I got ready for work, and I opened up my door, and one of the other residents of the apartment complex fell down. So I was like, "Hey, how's it going? What happened? Were you drunk or something?" Because it's early in the morning. It's about I leave it probably around about 6 o'clock in the morning. He's like, "No, I fell down. Go pick it up, Mel." I was like, "All right, well, let's get you back to your apartment." Get him back to the apartment. I just popped the door open. I was like, I'll pop the door open, put him in there, let him grab this chair and walk in. Out of the corner of my eye, he was watching Corn. I was like,
That's
you know
what
what?
you were talking about. Because I kind of went off on you about the format of the picks,
Yeah.
and you were like trying to throw it out on me, and I'm like, who the fuck doesn't have Microsoft Word? And I'm like, holy shit! And you're like, look, I just had this happen to me, so I could do without the anger right now, and I'm like, oh, I actually touched a nerve. Okay.
Yes, that actually legitimately happened.
Okay. I mean, I was taking it at face value. I was like, I think I actually touched a nerve. Okay.
I knew you're just joking. You're like blah blah blah. And anyways, I have Alpha products. You have to get I did have Microsoft Word, but the subscription ran out. So I was like, I'm not using it, so might as well not have it. But so yeah. And here's the little thing on that though. Okay. And I've been thinking about this all weekend when I was working. And that's
It was gay porn. You sat there and watched it, didn't realize until halfway through that it was gay.
no.
All right, just
Nice try though.
making sure.
Nice try, Max. I mean, your attempt at humor is still always wonderfully a chuckle, at least.
Mm.
I mean, I figure you'd be like really good at entertainment, but that gene blocked out.
feel like I
No,
did pretty
I mean,
good
okay. It just everything doesn't click. If I run you through how he
Phrasing.
should travel to the stairs, he should not have been anywhere near my apartment. So the entire
So he
time,
was kind of camping out next to your apartment, watching this on a device, obviously.
no. It was in his apartment.
Okay. Oh,
But for him to to get to from the mail, there's a little fence thing. So he can grab a hold of it and walk in, grab the stairs because he lives in the second floor, which is ridiculous for a person that has that kind of stability to be, living upstairs. So he could grab something the entire way to get back to his apartment. What the fuck was he over at my apartment?
I think we need to resurrect Robert Stack and start a new season of Unsolved Mysteries. I need to see that man walk out of a smoky alleyway in his trench coat, recapping this story.
Yeah, one scene from the Boondocks.
Come over to my place and watch some porn.
I'm looking for booty. Tell you what, I like you. I want you. We could do this the hard way.
You seem like a good neighbor.
Hey, Greg.
I want some of that grist nights.
What you don't
What
like
if
me,
what
Greg?
a conspiracy theory this, my friends? What if he planned this whole falling episode just to lure young David into this house of porn madness to see whether or not Dave would take the bait?
He wanted
Question that needs to be asked.
How long did it take?
He talk like
everybody
this?
He wanted to get caught. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Did you find 1,000 bottles of lubricant?
He gets off on it.
shreddy there.
It's kind of
Feel like Herbert the pervert, baby.
Put down on the rubber sheets. What?
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, we're gonna go ahead and land this plane, everybody. It's after 10 o'clock Central Time. We've been at this for over 2.5 hours. So
one small little detail. It's someone's birthday next week. the Marine Corps birthday, and
there's
we're gonna be on for Veterans Day.
300
Oh,
Yeah, we are. So yeah, November 10th, we get to
50 million
celebrate that the
people live in
Marine
the
Corps,
United
who
States
still
alone.
has their paychecks signed by the Department of the Navy,
Maybe.
was founded in Tun Tavern, which is widely known as a colonial era gay bar. So, hey, David,
The Blue Oyster. All right.
I just want to get this out there, man. Air Force actually scored more points than I thought they were going to.
Yeah. I was surprised about the 3.
However, Army still holds its streak of not trailing for a single minute at all this season.
No,
They have advanced to 8
I want that
0.
helmet.
Oh, the Jolly Roger blacked out helmet.
Ooh,
Oh,
I
that was fire, dude.
I'm thinking about buying that helmet.
That's absolute fire. So yeah.
That was on fire. I can't wait to see what they're doing with the Army Navy game.
Oh yeah. Tomorrow is election day. Whether you vote left, right, or center, just get out and vote. Try to get there early if you can, but they cannot close the polls if you are in line.
Yep.
Stay
They close
vigilant.
at 7, but they stay open until the last person is done.
Until the last person is done voting. Yeah. Stay vigilant. If you have not voted, go do that. It is your patriotic duty as an American, a natural born or naturalized citizen of this country, a legal citizen of this country. It is your duty to vote, to participate in a peaceful election. The Constitution was founded in freedom. It was forged with blood. I will stand on that hill every day. Get out, exercise your right to vote. Don't take it for granted. Do exactly what our founding fathers intended for us to do, and that is to have a peaceful, fair election. With that being said, I'm Lord Johnny Skelton.
I'm David Ickerman.
I'm Prince Colin Skelton.
Captain Thundernuts. And real
The
quick,
lag, dude. The
last
lag is
thing on this
killing
one,
me.
real quick, tomorrow night.
Oh yeah, we
tomorrow
are going
night
to be
on the
Yeah, I
Captain
will come on
Thundernuts
live
channel.
if
We
you
are
if y'all
having
are
election
still going.
coverage.
If you're still going when I get home from class at 9 o'clock, I will jump on. We'll be live on X. So if you do want to, sit there and watch the returns with us live, just go to our X account. It's at Angry Me Production 2 on X. We will be doing a live simulcast there.
No, it's Angry Me Production 1.
Oh, is it Angry Me Production 1? Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, just go to our X account and click the notifications there. So every time we do post something, you will get notified, as well as any kind of live broadcast that we may be doing. We'll be back on YouTube next week. So be on the lookout for that. We will return to semi-normalcy as long as we can manage to not get any more trademark strikes against us.
Yeah.
But with that being said, I want everybody to, I want you to exercise your patriotic duty and your right as an American citizen to vote. But I also want you to be safe. I'd rather listen to you bitch, moan, gripe, and complain about how crappy your life might be at the moment than to have to read about you in the obituaries or possibly even attend your funeral. So you're not allowed to quit anybody. Keep it safe. Keep your head on a swivel. And in the immortal words of the lesbian pirate snail trails, scissor me timbers. Arr.